There we go. There we go, guys. All righty. And I'm going to invite Miss Gypsy. I know, we are back. I actually did that. I'm amazed. Good morning, Las Vegas. And I am going to all right, this is the first time I'm doing this besides the test track with Pat. Of course, that went absolutely perfect. Share screen. Oh, no, not share screen. I'm sorry. Invite. All right, Miss Gypsy, if you could click on that hyperlink right there, Miss Gypsy, that should bring you in. Oh. Let's see if we get Miss Gypsy here. Okay, Frankie's back. Kay's here. Traveling Detective Park Rat's here. Okay, it looks like everybody came over. All right, I'm going to send it to her phone. I don't know if she's working off her phone or her. Hang on with me 1 second, guys. CAH. I should have set this up beforehand. WE55R. All right, Miss Gypsy, I sent you the link. There's no hyperlink on the screen for her to hit. Well, thank you, Pat. Okay, let's see what we can do here.
Is that why he doesn't want to go to school? Yeah.
Can you text it to me? Yes, I just did, guys. We're going to see. Oh, look at that. Add to stream. Oh, my God. I actually did it.
I can't hear you, though. Let's see.
I can hear you, so you're good.
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, good. We're good then.
Awesome.
Wow, you look great, girl.
Well, thank you. It's early for me.
So you're what, an hour ahead of us?
Yeah.
Or behind us, I mean?
Yeah.
So it's what, 8:21 there?
Yeah, 8:21 here.
So where are you at exactly? Texas?
Yeah, I'm in North Austin area.
Well, it looks like you're going to have some new neighbors. It looks like some big companies are moving your way.
Oh, yes. This area is just exploded. It's growing like crazy. It's
you got the world's second richest person moving next to you there with Mr. Elon Musk.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yes, he just he got tired of California and their high state taxes, and your state has no state property or no state taxes. So he's personally moved there, and he's thinking of moving the headquarters of SpaceX there also.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I trade Tesla stock, so I try and stay up on my Tesla news. So, but
Yeah,
yeah, he's and I know one of the big tech companies just moved from California to you guys.
they did. Yeah, a lot of big companies here. Got Samsung, Dell, and then I think Apple is putting in a brand new facility here, and so it's just exploding.
Oh, there, that gets rid of that shadow up there. Okay. Hey, listen, I brought you on this morning because you told me that you do a, is it a stream or a radio broadcast on Monday nights?
Yes, Monday nights we have a podcast on All Metal Mode. It's on stream through Spreaker, Spreaker.com. But of course, if you listen to podcast, you can stream it on any podcaster. Let's see, what are some of the other ones? iHeart,
Oh, okay. So you can get it through iHeartRadio too.
get it through all types of different whatever.
And when I was on there with you, I remember you can go on there and listen to them afterwards too.
Yeah, in fact, we usually probably only have about 15 to 20 in live chat at night, and probably about 50 to 100 listeners that night. And then later during the week, I guess people driving places and listening.
Right. I had one or two subscribers that drove a semi over the road, and then they would listen to me later and put a comment in later. So
Cool, yeah.
let me answer James' question real quick before we get under your giveaway. James, I bought a new I got my new high def camera, and I had it sitting on top of the computer. That's what the shadow was, but I didn't realize it. And I plugged it in, but since I switched over and the camera was already on the other stream, it would not activate my high def camera. So the one from the computer seems to be working today a lot better than it did in the last stream. So we'll just go ahead and stick with this one. But guys, I asked Miss Gypsy to be here as my first guest, which I'm very, very pleased and humbled that she said yes. Like I say, she does her Monday night stream on the Spreaker.com. And they are running a giveaway along with the metal detecting store that you work with or work through.
Yeah, I sell detectors, and I'm a sales rep basically for the Digger's Den. And it's easy to find. It's dddetectors.com.
I'm sorry, say that again. You cut out.
Okay, it's dddetectors.com. So you just as double D detectors.com.
Okay.
The Digger's Den, and we sell all types of machines, not just Garrett. So we have Garrett, MineLab, you name it. We carry all brands. Great specials going on right now, package deals, but you can always message me directly, and sometimes I can get you a better price on something, or like a package deal, something like that.
Well, I know 99% of you probably know Miss Gypsy and her channel. Hold up your coffee mug again. Her channel is Zero Discrimination. I know Denise Kidder, who is one of my newer subscribers that I just met on Clearwater Beach, like I did with you, Miss Gypsy. We got to hunt about 2 months ago. I met her new. She lives down that way. And she's got some back and neck issues like I do. So she was nice enough to bring a cart out that had 2 folding chairs. So when we got tired, we could take a break on the beach, which was, I know, it was great. And we got to sit down and chat a little bit, and then we get up and hunt a little more. I found a little necklace with a charm, and when I showed her the charm, she said, "That's the state of New Jersey. I know that because that's where I'm from." So somebody lost their New Jersey charm on their necklace. I know you found a costume turtle the day we hunted.
Oh yeah, about that.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, the reason Miss Gypsy's on this morning is because on her Spreaker podcast on Monday nights, the following Monday, you're announcing a giveaway tomorrow night, right?
We are. Tomorrow night, we're actually going to do some live drawings. We'll also be giving away something after the New Year, so be looking for that as well. So we're giving away 3 awesome items Monday night, and of course, metal detecting. And then I've got a giveaway going on as well. I don't know if you saw that, but on my channel, Discrimination, I'm giving away a gold coin.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
So be sure and hop on over there. All you have to do is comment in the comment section below that you want in, to say I want in. And I'm going to use the random comment picker. That way, you know, I've got a lot of friends that go, hey, you know me, put me in that drawing. And I'm like, nope, you got to enter the way. I'm just going to do a random picker, and whoever wins, wins. And y'all be sure and go over there and get in the slot chance for your chance to win a gold coin.
There you go. See, that's why I subtitled the stream this morning, Let's Talk Giveaways, because I know right now Pat's channel, Park Rat Pat Metal, or Park Rat Metal Detecting, run by Park Rat Pat. He's running his second annual, I believe it's 24 Days of Advent giveaway, where during the Christmas season of Advent, Pat is giving away prizes every day. And he's just not giving away one thing. He's doing two separate giveaways every day, one for his park ratters, his Park Rat Posse, that he calls them. You should check them out, Gypsy. He asks channels that aren't big or don't do their own videos to send him a video clip of one of their cool finds or some things they found over a hunt, and then he puts their clip in their video and then lets them know, people know that they're a new channel and they can go find them, and then they become a Park Rat, part of the Park Rat Posse.
That's neat.
Oh my God, look at this! I'm getting a new cup of coffee. Look at that!
Oh man!
Thank you, honey. And so he gets to feature some new channels. And so he does a separate drawing for them, and then he does the random pick drawing like you're going to do for his prize package every day. He's got koozies with his name on them, his channel name, and he bought little flashlights and put his channel sticker on them, and magnificators, as he called them, those little magnifying glasses that slide out of the little case.
Those are
you can carry those in your finds bag. Yeah,
right.
And so he's got some cool stuff like that he's giving away every day. And I know there's some other channels giving away. If anybody's, I think James from Messy Hole, I think they're saying they did. I know, James, that's great service, huh? As Jim calls her, the angel comes through. Yes. So Scott Jarvie's doing a giveaway every week, and now everyone's welcome to get in. See, that's what I wanted to do this morning. I wanted to talk about everybody's giveaway. But guys, for Gypsies tomorrow night, for you to win the items tomorrow night, they have to be there in person, correct?
Yeah, it's tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Monday. Oh God.
Yes, tomorrow night is Monday.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so be sure and on Spreaker and join in the chat. And all you have to do is, I think Spreaker lets you sign up for free, join in the chat, and
yeah, when you asked me to join yours and be your guest that night, I didn't even have to join Spreaker, because from a computer, all you got to do is log on their website and then know the chat. And it's just like when we do Pat's Zoom meeting on Wednesday night. On my computer, I don't have to download the app or anything. It just, you type in zoom.us and it just says join a conversation, and you click that and you type in the phone number they provide, and you're on. So yeah, when I came on the Spreaker that night, it was like a snap to come on and talk to you that night.
They make it easy. I think you can log in through Google or something like that. It's super easy to log in, chat, and yeah, we're giving away some great prizes from the Digger's Den. And
now, what time do you do that tomorrow night?
We do it 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central.
So it's 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central?
Yeah.
8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. So guys, I'm asking my folks to be there tomorrow, because you can win some prizes live right there on the air. I mean, and like she said, let's try and double her crew from 15 to 30 if we can, even more. I know we got Metal Detecting of Dorset, got him several new subscribers tonight. Metal Detecting UK of Dorset, her YouTube name is Zero Discrimination. Pat's going back out hunting. If you find something good, we're going to log Pat in. So I did a try on this the other night, Gypsy, for the first time.
Oh yeah.
I was surfing YouTube, and I saw one of my subscribers was doing a coin roll hunt with two other channels, And I was like, man, I'd love to have. How do you guys do that? And they said we use an app called StreamYard. And they said, do it. It's really easy. And I was like, listen, nothing's easy for me with technology.
Either.
And I know. So they said there's plenty of YouTube tutorial videos. So I set up my two computers and I was watching the tutorial on my PC, and I went and tried to log on from my laptop. And I swear they were right. Within 5 minutes, I was on a live stream as a test. And then like 6 of these folks here that are on came on. And then I called Pat and I said, hey, let's see if we can figure out how to get you on the screen. And boom, Pat was right next to me on the screen, because for some reason when I sent it to him, it came across to him as a hyperlink, where I guess to you it didn't. I don't know if it did on your phone.
I think I did get a notification on my phone for live stream, but
Okay.
I have not pulled up here that I was going to try to track comments and stuff, but it's just too hard to,
Yeah, I'm trying to watch them now. Everybody's been saying hi to you. I don't think you've had any questions yet, but I know a lot of people have said hi to you. Good morning, Nathaniel Outdoors. So we just had another person pop in. We're up to 17 folks.
Awesome.
Yeah. So then after the new year, are you going to be doing it through Spreaker, or are you going to be doing it through your channel? Another giveaway.
So away the gold coin on my channel, and then the Spreaker, we're giving away 3 items tomorrow night, and then we're going to give a total of 3 items that are good prizes, and then we're giving away something else after New Year's, kind of as breaking the new year. Hopefully it's a better year without.
Oh my gosh, yes. We're all planning. A lot of the people in the Zoom meeting Pat has on Wednesday nights. We have a Wednesday night Zoom meeting that Pat does. And last week, I think we set a record. I think we had 15 or 16 people in there. And what's cool about Zoom is that the way me and you are sitting here is when you have 15 or 16 people, they just do a screen like the Brady Bunch, and you can all see each other. So, it's a very interactive thing. So then when I learned about this StreamYard, I'm like, wow, this is like being able to do a Zoom through YouTube, where you get credit for your YouTube minutes, and yet, you can have more than one person on to see each other. And so it makes it a little more interactive. I know, folks would rather see and hear you than just, your lines coming across. Morning, Jessica. Welcome. Join us. She said hi too. And so we didn't get a chance to hook up this summer.
No, hopefully next summer will be better without COVID, and we can plan a trip. It's going to be a busy year for me. I don't know if you've heard yet about my big announcement, or I've got several kind of big things happening right now.
Lay them on us, lady. Lay them on us.
So I'm going to be, there's a new show. It's a new Gold Rush show coming out on Discovery Plus in February.
Don't even tell me you're going to be on that.
February the 4th, they'll be with Freddie Dodge. It's called.
No kidding. You're going to be with Freddie?
Freddie Dodge Lost Gold, or let's see, Freddie Dodge. Let me think of the title of the show. Just a second. It's Freddie Dodge's Gold Mine Rescue.
Oh, okay.
And it's a new show with Freddie Dodge and Juan. And I flew up this past summer to go film with them. And
in Alaska?
No, actually, we were in Oregon at an
old
mine there.
And now does Freddie's family have? I know a little bit of the background of Freddie. His family's big in mining for decades. And is it there in Oregon?
I know he lives in Colorado. I'm not sure where his mining operation is, but this particular episode that I'm in is in Oregon, where this old gold mine was back in the 1800s. And then it's kind of been used throughout the years, many years. And so I'm in, I think it's going to be episode 5. It's going to be kind of short, even though we filmed with me for a full day. It's like by the time they edit it down, I'll probably be in there 2 to 3 minutes. But
hey, but that's 2 to 3 minutes in a National Discovery show. That is awesome. Have you been approached by any I don't know what they call them, like showrunners or developers about any kind of TV program?
Over the last couple of years, probably about 4 or 5 different ones for different things. I'm actually working on 2 other film projects right now. There's another one coming up with Gold Rush. I can't discuss it other than just telling you it's kind of another spinoff, just like Freddie's show.
I love Gold Rush. We actually have oh geez, I can't believe his name just popped out of my head. Who's the young guy?
So there's Parker.
Parker, yeah. We got a guy in our metal detecting club whose son could be Parker's twin brother. He's got the wild hair that's never combed, and he's tall and lanky like Parker. And I said, "You look just like Parker from Gold Rush." And he's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." So I showed him a picture on my phone, and his father started laughing. He said, "Yeah, he does look like him."
Wow.
But yeah, I like Parker, and that's a wild crew up there. But you know, I would just one of my bucket list things is just to be able to say I went up to Alaska or one of those places and just put a pan in the you know, in the water and swirl it. And if I got one flake, I'd be happy as hell.
Right. And that's funny because usually, you know, the type of gold I find is gold rings and gold, you know, other jewelry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it was new to me doing the Gold Rush thing, but it was a lot of fun. It's a learning experience for me, although I didn't do any gold panning in this one. It was just all metal detecting.
Have you ever tried it though?
Yeah, just very little though. There is.
Did you get a flake?
Not even. There's one river here in Texas. Texas is not known for finding, you know, gold. There's one river, the Llano River, and I did some metal detecting in the river, just a little bit of gold panning, so not hardly any. But you know, there's been some small gold down there, mostly flakes, and you know.
Yeah. Now the show where you call where it says you say mine rescue or similar title to that. Are they like trying to revive an old mine or see if they can pull some more gold out of an old mine?
Gold out of the mines.
Okay.
Yeah, so y'all be sure and tune in to that. It'll be on Discovery Plus. Discovery Plus is a new thing that Discovery's starting to offer.
They have been. We watched quite a few shows on. I mean, they've been running ads on that here over in our local area here in Tampa Bay. I've been seeing 4 or 5 ads a day for the new Discovery Plus channel. So, yeah, it that is awesome because I'm a big. Well, I will admit this on air in front of people on screen. I am a huge fanboy. I'm probably his #1 fanboy of Brad from Green Mountain Metal Detecting.
He's a
I love Brad. I'd love to meet him. I got lucky and won one of his giveaways and got one of his T-shirts last year. And he had a trivia question on his live stream that what did they forget when they went on the road trip? And I knew both him and his buddy forgot their toothbrushes, so that got me a T-shirt. And but I personally think he makes the most professional videos on YouTube, whether it's metal detecting or anything else.
It takes time to really.
Yes, to set up his camera and do the B-roll and how he slow-mos it and how his camera does that real slow pan. I mean, you know, I watched his magnet fishing try this Friday. They did magnet fishing for the first time, and I'm not going to say it was much as an epic fail as my last try was, but they didn't do real well. But it just reminded me. I mean, I don't call my videos where I magnet fishing. I just call them epic fails because the one day that I went over to Tampa, that it turns out the one day that Denise is out of town, I came back from magnet fishing. I didn't find anything, and I closed the trunk of my hatchback. And as soon as I closed it, I knew the keys were inside that hatchback, and my wallet and my cell phone. So I didn't have any money. I didn't have my phone to call AAA or 911. I had to go knock on people's doors until somebody would answer and let me use their phone to call AAA. And then I finally called AAA, and I sat there for 3 hours and nobody showed up. So I knocked on the guy's door. He wouldn't answer it this time. I had to find a second person to let me use their phone. And then I called AAA back, and they said, we sent a guy out hours ago. I said, dude, I'm still sitting here. And and then the guy shows up 2 hours later. I sat there 5 hours on the curb next to my car. And then the guy gets here and says, oh, AAA gave me the wrong location. So he blamed it on AAA. AAA blamed it on the locksmith. And I wound up doing a video about it. And it just turned comical because I got nothing magnet fishing. I didn't get anything metal detecting. And I sat on a curb for 5 hours. It was just a Menardo day. So.
Oh man!
But my only day I had really good magnet fishing was the first time I ever tried it with my neighbor's young son. We went out on to the boat dock pier of the biggest boat dock that goes out to the Gulf. It's got like 4 or 5 boat slips. I mean, we pulled out pliers and fishing hooks and parts of reels, and then I got this huge signal, and I pulled it up, and I pulled out an 8-foot rebar.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was my best magnet fishing ever. And it was our first try, so I didn't have my camera set up. And then every time I've tried it with a camera since then, it's just, I mean, I lost one magnet in the water in tarpon. So I went out and got another magnet to retrieve the first magnet. And then that magnet got hooked on an oyster shell, and I couldn't get it up. So I got 2 magnets sitting in tarpon. And then another time I bought another new magnet. And on my third throw, it came off the bolt and just flew right into the water. Yeah, all my magnet fishing have just been epic fails.
Oh,
so let me say good morning to Mr. Dalton. He's here this morning. The GROENE boys, probably John, maybe John and Rob. And Dalton's got 3 gold cups next to his hello everyone, and I know what that's for. And thank you very much, Dalton. I appreciate that, buddy. Wow, everybody's going, wow, it's amazing. It's GYPSY here. So Charlie's here. Beast Doge 1111, welcome. He says, having COVID-19 sucks. It feels like a bad case of bronchitis. I can understand that. Reed says there's lots of gold in Southern Oregon. Reed's out there freezing his butt off in Oregon right now. He's trying to dig, but he says it's so hard he can't get through the ice more than like an inch.
oh,
And Amphibious Archaeology's here. Richard, he got cold last week up in North Florida. John says, hope everybody's having a great week and a cup of coffee. GYPSY and I are definitely having our coffee here this morning.
yeah, my coffee's getting cold.
I had the angel bringing me more. You should have your angel bringing you more.
I need some.
So let's see. Metal Detecting Iowa with Coin Boys here. Morning, Coin Boy. And he is not 18 yet, so his parents asked him not to use his name, so we just go by Coin Boy. Reed says there is talk of a gold rush doing a show in my area of Nevada. Well, that would be cool as hell. Oh, the reason, see, I do these scatterbrain things. The reason I was talking about Brad with Green Martin, he's been contacted like 7 or 8 times by different shows, and he got really excited the first time, and he thought this was like next week he'd be signing a thing. And he says what they are is they're like just developers that are pitching the show to you, and then once they pitch it to you, they have to take it to the network. They're not there from the network. They just have to take it.
Right.
So, but obviously if you got Freddie Dodge involved and he's already got his own show.
Yeah, so I've got 2 other things working. One is with the Gold Rush crew. It's another spinoff like Freddie Dodge's with one of the, I'll put it this way, one of Parker's friends.
Oh, cool.
So
he's got a good crew. So yeah.
And they're supposed to be starting to film January, February. So very soon, if that happens. And one of the places is Arizona, and probably will be Nevada, and I think Colorado
Well, at least you don't have to fly out to Alaska or British Columbia. So
yeah.
I mean, those guys are way out there in the middle of nowhere doing that stuff.
I've never been to Alaska. That would be quite the trip.
That's another bucket list trip. When I worked for Disney, my boss, I had a lady boss that was like in her 60s. This was 20 years ago, and her favorite thing to do was take cruises to Alaska. She absolutely loved going to Alaska. And then the guy that was the president of my metal detecting club, when you were there, the older guy that was president when Phil introduced you at our club meeting, him and his wife take 3 months off every summer, and they go to Alaska, and they are tour guides in Alaska. And the tour guides the tour guide fee they make, or the money they make, pays for their trip to Alaska, and then they just do like 3 or 4 tours a week for the bus tours out, I guess where the bears are and everything, and it pays for their whole trip out to Alaska, and they go out to Alaska every summer.
Oh, wow.
See, that would just be cool as hell.
Yeah, I would have to go there when it's warm.
Yes, in midsummer, so at least you're not totally freezing.
Because you and I, we're used to warmer weather.
Yes, we are. It can't get too hot for me because, like I say, you can just jump in the pool, you can jump in the golf. I mean, 4 weeks ago, I spent 6 hours in the golf ring hunting. I mean, so here it was late November, and guys are telling us they're starting to get snow and it's freezing, and I spent 6 hours waist deep in the water out there at Clearwater Beach and just had an absolute blast of a day.
It's so nice when you walk out, when you get too hot, walk on the beach when you're
absolutely, and I really hope this COVID thing's completely a non-event by June. We've got Florida Hunt 7 coming up in February, late February.
Yeah,
so
had a lot of people invite me, so I'm hoping I can come. It's kind of going to depend on filming too. There's another show I'm working on as well. But this one I've already got a producer and everything, and we're got our pitch package all together. So hopefully this one will do as well, and it's going to be pitched to Discovery. So we'll see what happens.
Well, that's awesome for you. It really is. Because I know you with you representing Garrett, you're still a field rep for Garrett, correct?
Right.
But I know this COVID thing for 2020 probably put a squash on that for a lot of traveling.
Yeah, a lot of the traveling. Unfortunately, I was getting ready. They were getting ready to send me to Italy, and COVID hit, and Italy was one of the first places to shut down.
Yeah, they got hit bad.
They got hit bad. And then, a lot of other trips. There was another trip I was planning up to the Rhode Island, up north, Maine area. And that my flights canceled right away. It was a nightmare. Hopefully
and
better. Hopefully this vaccine and everything will come out and things will be much better and we'll be able to travel more. I am going on a little road trip. I leave Monday. Which the thing is Monday night I'll be doing Spreaker from my parents' house.
I was going to say, you're going to be on the road doing it.
Battle mode. I'm going to be driving to East Texas. It's about a 4.5, 5 hour drive to my parents. And
they're still in Texas.
They're still in Texas.
Yeah, see, 4 or 5 hours, you'd already be out of the state of Florida. So
I'll be there Monday night, and then Tuesday I'm driving up to Arkansas, and I'm meeting with part of the Garrett crew, and then we're meeting up with Jace Robertson from Duck Dynasty. He's into metal detecting. And,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we're going to be detecting it's like a Civil War site, kind of Confederate site there that we're going to be metal detecting. And
well, that is awesome.
Fun.
I used to watch that show. Let me say hi to a couple people. Southern Relics, good morning. I saw Brenda here. Mama's gone detecting. Let's see who else is here. Metal Detecting Iowa with Coin Boy. I figured this was the same Coin Boy. He said he changed his name of the channel a little bit to better reflect where he was at. So I kind of figured that there, Coin Boy. I don't know too many channels with the word Coin Boy in them. So Reed says, they've got a guest room if GYPSY ends up in his area of Nevada. Las Vegas Urban Treasure Hunter says it's 34 degrees out there. Yeah, you can have that. It snowed here today in Iowa. The day he gets his new detector, he says, you guys down south are so lucky. Yeah, but when you see our videos in June, July, and August, and we're going through 5 shirts a day and we're melting down here, and you guys are saying, oh, it's 72 up here. So we'll take the heat to go with the nice, cool winters. This is our best time to hunt right now. So let's see who else we got here this morning. Metal Detecting Dorset's still here. That's great. Almost everybody seems to still be here. We have 18 in today.
Awesome.
And Metal Detecting UK says the world's biggest bank under the ground. Wouldn't it be great to go over there and just find an old gold or hammered coin?
That's
I mean, I know that's on my bucket list. I actually blew off my last semester of college When I was in my last year of high school, first year of college, a guy that I hung out with was originally, his family was originally from Great Britain, and his cousin came over and he hung around with us, was a really cool guy. And then when he got his own flat, they call apartments flats over there, he invited me to come over and stay with him. So I flew over to England. I blew off my last semester of college and I flew over to England with a one-way ticket. And I used his base. He lived in southern Great Britain in a town called Brighton, right on the southern coast. I got there in January and froze my ass off.
Oh, no.
The house, his mom, he'd moved back in with his mom after his divorce for a few days till his flat got ready. So I moved into this beautiful 1700s colonial home with her that you had to duck under the beams. And I went upstairs and they had like one little radiator in the corner. And it was so cold there. There was ice on the inside of the windows. And seriously, she had like a stack of blankets, like 15 blankets on the bed. And I was still cold. And their beach is all rocks. It's a rock beach they have there. If you watch some of the British guys that metal detect on the beach, they're detecting through rocks. They don't bring a sand scoop. They bring like a pick shovel. But anyway, it was a lot to get used to. But anyway, I used his place as a base, and I took the ferry across. I didn't have the channel then, and I hiked through Germany and France and stayed in youth hostels across there. So I got to see some of the history, but that was 30 years before I ever picked up a metal detector. So I would love to go back there with a metal detector. I know the Dirty Dozen crew went over there last year, and Plugmaster Ford and the Hoover Boys and a bunch of the other guys, and they look like they had an absolute blast.
Yeah, I want to go so bad. It's on my bucket list. Was going to try a trip this year, but
yeah, I didn't even take any trips out of state. I didn't go see my family in Missouri. I didn't go see my family in Maryland. In 19, I did 2 metal detecting road trips. That was the year I got to meet Kurt from the Hoover Boys. It turns out that my cousin lives like 6 miles from their meeting place where they meet for their meetings.
Really?
Yep. And our club meets on Monday nights, the last Monday of the month. Their club meets on the last Thursday. So I was able to go to my club meeting Thursday night, display my finds, get in the car Tuesday morning, spend 2 days driving to Maryland, got there Wednesday, and I already contacted the treasurer of their club, and they said, "Oh, we'd love to have a guest." And I'm telling you, their club welcomed me with open arms.
Awesome.
They do a potluck dinner before their meeting, so everybody brings in some food. So I got fed, and then they gave me a raffle. Everybody that comes to your meeting gets a raffle ticket. I won a silver quarter, and it just so happened to be the meeting where Kurt had found the some rare Civil War button from the South. And it was a super rare button, and he actually showed it off at that meeting. And then at the end of the meeting, there was like 30 people at this meeting, and he said, "Guys, I got Saturday off. Who wants to go metal detecting?" And nobody in his club raised their hand. And I'm like, he goes, "I got 250 acres in upstate Maryland."
Right.
And Kurt turned to me and he gave me his phone number, and he said, "I'll call you Saturday morning." He called me Saturday morning, gave me directions, and my sister and I drove up there. It was like an hour and a half drive for me, and I got to hunt 250 acres with Kurt. And when I got there, he had already found like an 1863 Indian, and I said, "Wow!" I said, I don't have a coin that old." And he said, "Here, have it. I've got 100 of these at home." And I'm like, 100? I think I found like 6, Kurt. So I was pretty new to detecting then.
Wow.
And I didn't even have the Knox. I had my 705. And
Wow.
but I met him, Brad, and Billy at the meeting, 3 of the 5, and they were just so nice. They just treated me like I'd known them for years.
They really are nice guys.
So, but unfortunately, we just don't have that history down here in Florida.
True. That's where it is most of the places here in Texas, unless you're like at the Alamo, but of course you know how that is. So.
Yeah, well, Denise and I and her parents they bought a motorhome like 6 years ago, and we traveled the country to motorhome. I was able to go through like 9 states with them, and then I had to rent a car and drive back home to get some work done. But Denise and her parents did a total of 29 states, and one of the places they went to was the Alamo. And Denise said what surprised them is you think she said it's like right down in the middle of the city. So there's like no grass and no dirt around. It's like right there in the middle. And she says it's downtown. She's yelling at me from the back. So I don't even know if there's any place to hunt there.
No, like everything's grown around it. They preserved that, and then they just built the whole city all around. So
Wow. Wow.
behind.
B-Rad, Kay saying B-Rad. Yep. I got to meet B-Rad, Kay. And yes, he's as good looking in person as he looks on TV, okay? So I found a gold ring that morning in a tot lot. I was doing a tot lot in an apartment complex near where my old house was as a little kid. And I found this little thin gold ring, and I was like, wow. And when I got to his meeting, they said you could display your stuff. So I displayed what I'd found on my trip up there so far. And Brad went, wow, who found the gold ring? And I said, I did. He goes, hey, let me go get my test kit out of the closet. I keep it here at the club. And Brad tested it for me, and it came back gold filled, not gold plated. And he was explaining to me the difference between gold filled and gold plated, which up until then I didn't know what the difference was. But I guess there's more gold in a gold filled than there is in a plated. So that's right. John says we don't have the really old coins, but we do find the best of what we do have. Good looking honkies here. Good morning, Rob. Peter North here, an old adult film star. Well, good for you. That's cool. Welcome to the stream. We get everybody here. We had I think Dorset was here last week, and then another channel from over in Europe was here, and then we had somebody from South or Central America here too.
Awesome.
Kay said she was stationed in San Antonio for 6.5 years. Kay is a retired veteran. We thank her for her service. But yeah, John's right. I tried. When you were supposed to come down this summer, I was trying to get an old property with you because I know you like hunting old properties too. And there was an old house in Clearwater that it's around 1910, 1920. It's a big 2-story house on a corner lot, but they've turned it into like a 3-room apartment. And I talked to the lady in the back room, and she says, I wouldn't have any problem because there's like no lawn. It's just like all dirt. And she said, I wouldn't have any problem with you. She said, I'll call the owner. And I gave her my card. And I never heard back from her, so I'm assuming the owner ixnayed that. But I was really hoping to get that, and I was going to save that for when you came down, so we could try and get on it. But I'll go back and knock on her door. So let's see who else is here this morning.
Hopefully July I'll be back.
That would be great. Now you guys stay at the same place every year? You have a regular? Usually,
yeah, timeshare, and then this last time was at a different place. I can't even remember the name of it. Something Shore, but it usually the same area. So Treasure Island.
Yeah, Treasure Island's nice. And after we did our morning hunt after the rain, I was coming to drive down to meet you after lunch. And then you called and said it's monsooning here, and just as you called and said that, it hit me too on the drive down.
It was like,
it was lightning, and so I just turned around and found a seafood place and sat down and had lunch because it was. All right, James is putting his email in, so I will get his email. Thank you, James. I will get that and send you along that story from Jim Steele. Jim was telling us he sent me a message on my iPad that when he was a little kid, I believe. I hope I get this story kind of right. Somebody in his family, his older brother or nephew or cousin or somebody had gone through a wall of a house, an old house or something, and they found a little jar stash of gold coins. Ooh. And they really got scared, and I guess they each took one out of it, and somebody in the family saw one of the gold coins, and they told them about it, and the family didn't want, I don't know, they somehow the jar of gold coins wound up getting dropped off a local bridge into the river. So he says somewhere on this river, right below where the bridge is a cache of gold coins sitting in the river. So, and he says if anybody dives it, they will find out that my story is true. So James was asking to send him the story. So now that I got James's email here, I will send that through to James. Jim, if it didn't go through, I'll get it to you, buddy. But have you ever found a thimble?
I have found lots of thimbles, just never a silver thimble.
Exactly me. I haven't got a silver thimble either. Most all the ones I have found have been the advertising thimbles from the 20s and 30s. When Simon from the GROENE Boys was hunting with us on a place up in north central Florida, he found a beautiful copper one that turned out to be a real thimble that the women used, and it was beautiful copper. It just looked beautiful coming out of the ground. John, I'm going to give away his next Roman bronze coin find if I find a few, and I will send you and Gypsy one. Well, that is awesome, metal detecting of Dorset. A copper bronze coin.
Oh,
See, we
man.
can't even imagine that here.
Right?
Oh, speaking of coins, the year before I met you, when you came down here, when your machine broke and you met Phil Myers from Myers Metal Detecting, did you find a piece of an old Spanish coin?
No, I found actually a Roman coin.
Did you really?
Yes. And I was talking to Phil about that and showed him that coin. Or actually, I don't know if I showed it to him because I didn't know what I had yet. So I got
It came out all black, right?
it came out, it's tiny, and I noticed a man, like a profile on the front, and it looked like he had a wreath, like, you know, one of those laurel wreaths around.
Yeah, like the Romans wore, yeah.
Right. And I still couldn't tell. It was pretty thick. I think it's bronze. And when I got home, I was showing some friends and we were looking at it through one of the loops. And I noticed on the back, it had some Roman numerals. And later I had talked to Phil about that. And Phil said that he had spoken with someone that he had met, I guess, on the beach that had found those old little pot vessels with full of Roman coins. So in the vicinity where I had found those, I think I lost you. I lost you for some reason. Well, I guess y'all can hear me. So we lost him. So I don't know how to keep this going, or if he's ready to jump off here.
No, I'm back.
Yes, he's back.
You know what happened? My power cord came off the back of the computer and it just shut down. And I was like, what the hell just happened? And there's my power cord laying on the floor.
Now I'm here having trouble hearing you. It's like real.
Yeah, my power cord came out.
Huh.
And it shut my.
I don't know what you're saying.
It should come back like it did a minute ago.
You sound all warbly. I don't know.
Hang on. It should come back like it did a minute ago. Okay, you can hear me on the lag.
I can hear you on my laptop, but on my phone, you sound like a robot.
That's because my computer's at 0 power.
On my phone, you sound like a robot.
Yeah, my computer's having to recharge here. I can't believe it fell out, and it's been off the whole time we've been on, and I didn't even realize it. It's now the GYPSY show. Not that anybody would mind that.
There, I can hear. I can hear you all of a sudden. Crazy.
Not that anybody would mind it was the GYPSY show. You could have probably carried this whole thing on yourself.
Somebody said, sing for us.
Brenda says blame the cat because we were doing a stream one time and he walked across the keyboard of the laptop and his one foot hit the power button. And it just, there went the stream. So yeah, we blame everything on the cat now. So
I've learned my lesson the hard way too. I mean, my cats are in the other room because if I let them in here, they would be up in the camera.
Oh, I mean, like I say, there you are. There's the problem maker. Come here. Come here. Don't you even think about jumping up on that table. Come here. These rag dolls, you try and pick them up, they go limp. There he is.
Oh, Fluffy.
He is fluffy. He's 18 pounds of fluff right there.
Wow.
That's Mr. Zeus.
What's his name?
Zeus.
Zeus.
Yes. And we used to have his brother. His brother was Titus. But unfortunately, his brother, we didn't know it when we got the two as I was going to say puppies, as kittens. He had an enlarged heart and he wound up passing away. So then we got him a sister who was Miss Athena, but we call him Thugman because he picks on his sister all the time. So that's Thugman. So anyway, yes, Kay, he does have blue eyes. My cat Penny likes to mess up my school Zoom meetings. Well, I can understand that. Tiger King does it again. There we go. Oh, Brenda says he likes to hug and cup her. I put out I know you're pretty busy, Gypsy. You don't get to watch a lot of videos. The morning that they reopened Clearwater Beach after COVID, I had gotten a bunch of guys in the club together. We were going to go down there and kind of do a semi-organized hunt down there. And I was supposed to meet everybody like 8 o'clock. So I'm getting ready early that morning. And before I leave the house, I always do a cat count. And I came up one cat short and I couldn't find him. Well, if you don't close, where's the door behind us? If you don't close the door, that door right there going to the garage, if it's not closed tight, he nudges it open. And then he runs out the garage and runs out the front yard. He doesn't go anywhere. He just stays around the bushes and sniffs. But he wasn't out there. So unfortunately, I had to call Denise. I did not want to make that phone call. And I said, I have lost your cat. And she started walking the neighborhood. I got in the car, started driving around. And I mean, 45 minutes. And then I came back in the house and we checked every place in the house. And then I tried retracing my steps. And I remember filming myself getting up that morning to do the pre-thing for the video. And I remember getting a pot out of the Lazy Susan cabinet in the corner. And by chance, I opened it up, and there he is sitting in the corner of the cabinet. I'd locked him in the cabinet. He'd gone in there when I had it open. And then when I walked back in the room, I saw the door open, and I closed it. And he had gone in there, and he's been sitting in there for 45 minutes in the cabinet.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, so it ended well. It ended well, but somebody was not happy for 45 minutes with me. So
good thing you retraced your steps there.
So I did a video of Lost the Cat on Gold Tooth. Good morning here. Welcome. Trivia question. Okay, here's a good trivia question. Mark the Berg Hunter says, trivia question to all. What is Gypsy's real name? So we will see if anybody knows that. And I'll tell you, the first person that can tell me that, I'll send them a silver dime. So let's see who can do that.
Can they spell it right, though?
Oh, I don't know if they're going to spell it right. Good morning, Joel from Drum and Detect. Wow, nobody's taking a guess. Nope, it's not Silver. That's not her first name. Boom, Dro got it. Now, he spelled it M-I-C-H-E-L-L-E.
It's really with one L, but we'll give it
with one L, Michelle. Okay, Joel gets a silver dime. Drum and Detect, Joel.
Hi, Joel.
And I believe Joel's won a giveaway of mine before, so I will probably have his address. Send a silver dime to. I sent out a silver half to the Clark Cove Detecting last week. They won one of my giveaways.
Awesome.
And I'm behind a little bit on some of my. I know, folks, I'm behind. There's some coins I owe some people out there. So, Michelle, do I get second place? No, too late. They already said it. I was going to say that, Frankie said. That's hilarious. Oh, these guys are. Frederick. Reed says your name is Frederick. Now, have you ever tried looking for gold with your AT? You have an AT Pro or AT Max?
I have both AT Pro, AT Max, and then I have the Garrett ATX. And I looked for some gold with the ATX in the Llano River, but again, I was only out there for a short period of time.
You said the Atlanta River?
The Llano River. It's
what?
LL and
where's that at?
And it's not far from here.
Okay.
It's in Texas. It's about the only river here in Texas that has gold in it.
Oh, okay. Because I actually waited to get the knots when I started hearing about the knots coming out and that there had two of them and that the other one was going to have two gold setting frequencies to be able to find your flakes and your little teeny nuggets. I waited for the 800, and it took several more months. But I did finally have one of my stores that I was on a list with call me, and the guy overnighted it to me. And the reason I waited to get the 800 was Denise had a client, one of her cleaning clients. Most of her cleaning clients are fairly wealthy, and they bought a. When I say cabin, that doesn't do it justice. They bought a beautiful 4-story log chateau on the side of a mountain up in Eligble, Georgia. And
Georgia's
some people, it was literally built into the side of the mountain to where like half of it you couldn't see out because of the mountain, and then the other half they had to put stilts on because the mountain was so. And from their bottom area, they built steps down to the. Honey, what's the name of the river? The GYPSY River. And we're not even going to make any jokes about that. But to get down to the river from their cabin was 82 steps they had to build.
wow.
It just went down. But anyway, they had just bought this cabin and they were leaving the country. And they said, hey, why don't you and Rob come up for some R&R and we'll give you the code to the front door. And they had spent like 3 nights in this cabin. And when we got up there, it was brand new. It was beautiful. Wood, everything inside was wood. There wasn't any drywall. It was just it was 4 stories. They didn't even have drapes on the windows yet. And so I took the detector up there, and Eligble, what a lot of people don't know about was the site, one of the areas for the first gold rush before the 1849 gold rush in California. When the California load hit, the miners were all in Eligble, and they left Eligble to go out to California. See, now he's on the table. So Eligble was one of the first. So there's a couple rivers up there and parks and stuff that I wanted to put the Knox in, and that's why I got the 800, because we had access to that. And then of course I get the 800, and I get up there one other time, and then they decide the cabin was too much work up in the mountains, so they moved to North Carolina. So Dorset says he's got to run, but the next Roman coins I find, they're yours. Take care, John, for helping us get closer to 2,000 friends here. And thank you, Gypsy, for joining John on the stream. He means Rob, but that's okay. Hello, Gold Tooth. Oh, did I miss somebody coming in? Oh, Metal Sharks is here. J-Man.
Hey.
It's a lot. We have a lot of people here that went to Florida Hunt 6. I met a lot of these people. J-Man, Jamie, Kay, Wig TV, Chad. I met a lot of these channels here through Florida Hunt 6. And yeah, Gypsy has a great laugh. She does have a great laugh. She's got everything Garrett, Kay says. See, Kay must have like a computer brain. She remembers everything. She's one of my moderators, and I'm telling you, she handles stuff before I even see it on the screen. So now you do some live streams from your own channel too, don't you?
Yeah, I don't do like a regular. I just kind of, when I haven't done a live stream in a while, I'll hop on for a short while and do a quick little live stream. It's about time to do another one. Wait till
there you go. Well, just send me a text you're having one, and I'll see if I can. Nope. We're not working on the computer. Nope. I've already logged off once here. We're not doing it again. So.
But yeah, next time I have one, I'll try to remember and see and let you know.
Yeah, let me know. So so I know you probably got to run. You've been on a lot longer than I was hoping you would stay. So thank you. But we want to let the folks know that have come in lately that Miss Gypsy will be on her live podcast tomorrow night on Spreaker.com.
Spreaker.com, all metal mode podcast.
All right. I lost my picture.
Uh-oh.
Because I didn't catch the cat before he hit a button. he was launching from here to the top of the. So I'm back. Cat. Go ahead. I'm sorry with that. Go ahead.
It'll be on Spreaker.com, all metal mode. Join us in the chat tomorrow night. We're giving away some awesome prizes, and then be sure and join us in the new year. We'll be giving away another prize. So y'all be sure and join us on All Metal Mode podcast. We're going to
not to give anything away, Miss Gypsy. When is a pinpointer being given away?
That one tomorrow night.
Oh, see that, guys? You guys can have a chance to win a brand new pin pointer as long as you're live in the podcast tomorrow night. And I was telling Gypsy on the phone, I was talking to her last week, I need a new pin pointer because mine just went belly up. You know what? I was just thinking about that, Gypsy. I sent that off 5 days ago, and I have not heard from Garrett. So I am wondering if our wonderful post office has not delivered my.
I have had trouble with the post office lately too, with during COVID and stuff. I have 2 packages that have kind of gone rogue and took forever to get it. So or get it to whomever, kind of got lost. So yeah, you might want to check with the post office.
Yeah, I got my receipt and my tracking number, but I didn't do insurance. And
yeah, and I hate doing insurance on anything.
I know, because it's their job to deliver it. We had this conversation in a Zoom meeting one night that I think that the government should sell the post office to Amazon.com so we all get our mail. And then Pat was saying, well, our items won't be federally insured and they won't be, if somebody steals them, it's not a federal crime. I go, listen, I got more problems with the post office losing shit than I do with people stealing my mail. Okay.
Right.
Jason from the Detecting Smiths, he was looking to buy a Knox and he wanted an 800. And I knew somebody that had a 600, but he said, I'd rather get the 800 and I'll wait for him, but I'd like to get one that's fairly, newer, but used, so I'm not paying the full retail. And right about then, Whimsy Maker, another one of my subscribers, sent me a message on my iPad saying, hey, Rob, I got to sell my Knox 800. You know anybody? And I went, oh, man, this is great timing. So I got the 2 together. They worked out a price, and Jason wound up buying his Knox 800. So as a thank you, he sent me that Equinox book that the guy wrote that's like this thick. It's the big yellow book. It's everything you need to know about the Equinox. And so Jason sent it to me, and he made the mistake of sending it to me by the post office media mail.
Oh.
And he says, in retrospect, I should have just bought you a new one on Amazon, and you'd have had it in 2 days.
Right.
He is in Mississippi, okay? 42 days it took for that book. It just disappeared. We would go to Zoom meetings for a month and say, anywhere in the book? He goes, nope, nobody knows where it's at. And then 42 days later, it showed up here. And I'm like, I could have walked to Mississippi and back faster than that.
And for a gift, and fortunately, I was tracking ship from home. So that's from Texas, where I live. And then it wound up in Illinois. And now it's on its way back, and I still haven't gotten it.
Nope. So I got to call them to see if they got my Garrett. I was detecting with Dalton Tuesday, last two Tuesdays ago, and I pressed a button on the first hole. It came on, put it in the ground, and it didn't pick up any metal. It went through the whole cycle, gave me all the settings. It just didn't pick up any metal anymore. So Mark the Berg Hunter says he has a hard decision to make: to go out detecting or continue watching YouTube guys.
I better hop off here anyway.
Well, thank you, Miss Gypsy. So we will see you tomorrow night on your podcast, Spreaker.com, and it is 7 p.m. your time and 8 p.m. our time. Fantastic. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night, ma'am. And you have to be there live to win the prizes, guys. So we're all going to see Miss Gypsy tomorrow night.
So good luck, y'all, and I hope to
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your time this morning. I really appreciate it.
It's been fun.
All right. Thanks. Take care.
Bye-bye.
How was that, guys? Even with Rob's screw-ups, that was pretty cool. Miss Ambient Girl's here. I got to see you yesterday, Miss Ambient Girl. I was watching Steph Diggs' video last night, and I got to see you as part of that crew of 9 and that big dig you guys did up there in New England. That was awesome. Kay says she has cards heading all across the world. New Zealand, Canada, UK. Yeah. I wish you best luck with that, Kay. Frankie, I'll talk to him about that, buddy. We'll get that taken care of. Ooh, I bought a new Knox yesterday with the 6-inch coil. Can't wait to test it out. Well, if this is John from the GROENE Boys, Simon, Troy, and Dalton all got the 6-inch coil, and every single one of them loves it. And since the 3 of them have the 6-inch coil, Troy got his first, and Dalton put his on one day. We were detecting an old property, and Dalton found 3 coins that Troy and I missed with the regular coil. So Dalton fell in love with it after using Troy's. So Dalton bought one. And since I hunt beaches more than Dalton or Troy, I thought about getting I can't remember if it's a 13 or 15-inch coil, the big coil for the Knox. I will probably get that since the two guys I hunt with have the small coil. And then if they want to try the big coil, they can try my big coil. But I'm going to try it out on the beach to see if it gives me a little more depth on the beach. So, but Frankie, I will get a hold of Pat for that, Frankie. Yep, you're exactly right, Las Vegas. That's why we drop shit from Amazon. Problem solved. Ambient Girl, you are right. Miss Gypsy rocks. She gave me a lot more of her time. What time is it right now? It is 10:22. She came on about 9:15, guys. Wow, Miss Gypsy spent an hour with us. I was hoping she could spend 15 minutes with us. That was awesome. Thank you, Coin Boy. So, Pat, are you still out in the field? I know Pat's out hunting today. I said, if you find something as cool as that two-sided lead ship that you found yesterday, we will put that on immediately. Thank you, that. Yeah, there you go, Drum and Detect. Thumbs up and Christmas trees. Well, I'll tell you, Nancy, she was really a blast on her video. She looked like she had fun making the intros, and she had only hunting with you 9 guys. Mike found the gold ring. I was actually sitting here at the desk last night, guys, doing a box of $50, and while I was sitting here right in front of the desk with the box of $50, I was able to watch like 6 or 7 detecting videos and try and get 2 things done at one time. But I subtitled the chat this morning giveaways because I knew Miss Gypsy was doing a giveaway on her podcast tomorrow night on Spreaker.com, and that's spelled SPREAKER.com. And hey, none of that typed in. It's called All Metal Mode. So she will be on there tomorrow night, guys. And if there's only 30 of us or 20 of us, you've got 1 in 20 chance of winning a new pinpointer. That is awesome. I hunted with Troy yesterday and had my best silver day ever. Well, yeah, because Dalton wasn't there, so you and Troy were not his wingmen, but he sent me the pictures, John. As a matter of fact, John, I got them right here, the ones Troy found. Okay, Pat says he is back on the hunt. Tell Gypsy it was great seeing her, and I will check in with you all a little later if you find something cool. All right, let me show you Troy's video or pictures. I'm not going to tell you where they were. Okay, there's Troy's finds, guys. That is part of the 30 Wheaties that him and John found. And that right there is a 1945 British 2 shilling, 90% silver, guys. Isn't that absolutely freaking gorgeous? Troy and John found that yesterday. John, how many silvers did you find? Troy said you guys left. Sorry, I left. I was setting a reminder for the stream tomorrow night. No worries. How many silvers did you guys? Troy said you guys found 10 silvers. And him and Dalton found 11 the week before in the other location. They are both starting the, well, when I say starting the new year, our club ends its last meeting in November. So any finds in December count towards your January find. So Troy and Dalton are just starting off the new year on fire. Oh, okay. Fantastic, Frankie. Mark says he's going now that the nice, attractive Miss Gypsy's left. Mark says he's out going hunting. Well, thanks, Mark. I appreciate that, saying it's one of the best streams yet. She was nice enough to be my first guest. And, guys, we will have more guests on. We'll have some of you good folks on. Reed says it's 7:22 in the morning there. Wow. Thank you, Reed, for getting up that early. That's right. Brenda says, because you didn't go with the silver slob, Troy shares. Yes, he does. Troy's nice enough. When him and Dalton hunted his great aunt's spot out there in Central Florida near Lakeland, and Dalton found a silver right after Troy went over the area. You should have heard Troy's rant. I put it on the video. He didn't know I was filming, and it was so funny. But that was actually a day where we pulled 5 silvers. Dalton got 3, but Troy and I each eked out a silver, and that's where I got that huge skeleton key, guys. It was on Troy's aunt's house, his great aunt, and so that was a good day for all of us. That was the day I found my giant marble, my shooter marble, the big skeleton key, and I did eke out a silver. So any day with 3 finds like that's a great day. Ambient Girl Dig says, I do her podcast every Monday night. It's an awesome podcast. Make sure you join it all. It's a fun night, and they have a live chat too. Well, there you go, Miss Nancy. We will. I am going to be there. I hope as many as you can too. And they give away. So, Miss Denise says she has to finish hanging her lights in her yard. Hope everyone has an amazing day. Thanks for being with us tonight, Miss Denise. She is a new subscriber to my channel, folks. She lives down near Clearwater Beach. She hunts the beach. I got to meet her there and hunt the beach. You guys will be seeing a video with her and I soon. And she is hoping, if things work out, that she gets to go up to Florida hunt 7 also. Pat says he's in the field, but he doesn't have any good finds yet. Okay, well, we're here, Pat. Well, thank you, GROENE Boys. Thank you. GROENE Boy says he dropped a box of dimes on his foot. That was horrible. Yeah, I bet that hurt like hell. Oh, he sent you another one. Okay, thanks, Frankie. Geez Louise, I find that many Wheaties one day. Kay, we seem to have some good days. The best property we ever did was Alex, Dalton, and I did a 1916 corner lot that the guy was so enthusiastic. He had a separate garage from his house where he kept his Harleys. And he told me and Dalton if we needed to use the restroom, there was one in the garage. But Miss Alex was welcome to come in the house and use the nice restroom. But we found 60 Wheaties. 8 silvers. Damn, John, nice. Yeah, we pulled 60 Wheaties out of that. We were like at 47, and I told Dalton and Alex we couldn't go to lunch till we hit 50, and we did. Oh, okay. Very good. 50 wheats. Yeah, that's just an awesome day. My best day was I got 46. Oh, yeah. I found 8, and Troy found 1. Between both, we found 50 Wheaties. That's awesome. Well, if Troy's only silver was that 2 shilling, that is absolutely gorgeous. I have found 2 old foreign silvers, but never a big silver like that. That is just absolutely awesome, Troy. Good job. Guys, thanks for coming over to this stream on StreamYard when I forgot to log on through StreamYard. I'm so used to just hitting live on my YouTube page, and you have to go through StreamYard first, but that enables a second person to come on. So most ever find any one hunt is 2. Any hunt with a wheat is a good hunt. I agree. You know, I know we're not going to find the stuff that the guys up north find. Rob, are there any seeded coins down in Florida? Yes, and it's a very rare and a very exciting find down here. That coin for 2020 was the #1 bucket list find for Dalton and I, and he did find one this summer, and he took care of 3 bucket lists. He took care of his first 1800 silver. He took care of his first silver, or his first seeded silver, and he took care of finding his first half dime. His first seeded coin was an I believe it was 1853 seeded half dime on one of his and mine permissions that we had been hunting for weeks and months. We had pulled 4 Indians out of it, numerous Wheaties and some great relics. But we had found out from the people that we got the permission from that people had been coming on that property for 10 years hunting. And Dalton, with his Knox 600, pulls out a seeded half dime. Anytime you find a seeded coin down here, it's a great day. There's barbers. You can find some late 1800 barbers, but I've never found a seeded. You'd have to find like an 1890s property down here and hope somebody dropped one that they've been carrying around for 40 years. It's Susie Q. Good morning, Miss Susie. You just missed Miss Gypsy. Kay says she's going to be hunting in Louisiana tomorrow after her veterans appointment. Well, that's pretty cool, Kay. I agree with Jim. I consider any day with a 100-year-old Wheatie and a silver and some cool relic to be a phenomenal day. Even if I just come home with a 100-year-old Wheatie, it's still a great day. So, but I agree completely with Jim.
Dang it, the trailer couldn't make it in there right. I'll go move my truck. I'll be back in a second.
Are you taking the cabinet? I'm out of the loop here, people. Reed says he's got to go shovel snow off the walkway, but it can wait till after the stream. Well, thank you, Reed. Kay was born in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Probably the only town I know in Iowa. Man, I am so far behind this chat, guys. Thank you, Brenda. Frankie, it was great seeing you. Wow, guys, this stream shows if you're subscribed to me on YouTube. This is cool, and everybody's got the little signal next to them that they are. That is really cool. Jim Steele found his 50th silver coin this year was a 1876 Carson City dime. Yeah, Jim, Carson City, finding anything with Carson City on it's going to be way up there on my bucket list. I have one mint mark coin that I actually found in this county, which I thought was pretty rare. It was a 1902 Barber O. And come to find out that the people that lived at that house 50 years ago had originally come from New Orleans, so it sounds like that coin came with them. But I have found one O coin. I think Mr. Dalton has an O coin also. That's a great find, Jim. I still don't have 1800 silver. My oldest silver is a 1900 even Barber. So, GROENE boys are still here. He just found his second seeded dime this year in Florida. Yep, that's how hard they find. The detecting bunnies here. Good morning. That's how hard they find Coin Boy here in Florida. Metal detecting. Hang on, I got this stupid. The other day he found his first D mint coin, a 1906 Barber dime. Any 100-year-old coin or 120-year-old coin with a mint on it is a great find because they didn't make as many back then as they do now with mints on them. Okay, I'm assuming when you say independence, you mean Iowa, not Missouri. Yeah, Susie, we're all waiting for this stupid C19 crap to clear. Yep, same with me, Kay. I want to find a Carson City. I got my O. Hey, John, if you're still here, hang on. Hey, John, if you could post this in, if you could post that in, John from the GROENE Boys, if you could put that link into your phone and come on with us, you can show that silver you got yesterday, your silvers you got yesterday with Troy, or 2 days ago with Troy. See if you could post that. See if you can click on that link, John. Coin Boy, they just went out detecting like 2 days ago. I'm not sure if he's going to have it on his channel yet. I agree with Brenda. I'll take a good anything. That's right, Brenda. Kay, most of our goal was a gold coin. Kay, that's everybody's holy grail dream is a gold coin. That's why I recently did that video of my club member Clearwater Mike finding the gold coin in the water as he was trying to find a lost ring for ring finders. Somebody had taken a US $5 gold coin, put it on a bezel with a little loop, and put it on a necklace. And somehow the connection off the necklace lost, and he found the $5 gold coin on its 14K bezel. And guys, I contacted my club president. We had our banquet Thursday night. That's why you guys saw me in the intro to my money video with the bills I found, dressed in a shirt and tie. So we had our Christmas banquet. And guys, I asked Mike to bring the coin. He's already put it. There's John. There's John. Look at that. It's like a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Can you hear me?
How's everybody doing? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're perfect. You're coming through nice and clear too. So that came
perfect.
in fast. This is going to be. I'm going to really enjoy this StreamYard thing.
Yeah, this is nice.
So how many silvers did you find with Troy?
8 silvers.
Okay, were you guys doing private permissions, or did you find like an old park or something?
Yeah, I took them to a town that Bob and I usually hunt, and we went through and landed a couple permissions, and the very first one that we got, I got the metal detector out, and my very first signal was a silver quarter.
Now did that ring up? Would it ring up on the Knox? A 31?
I don't have my Knox yet. I was still on the MX court.
Oh, okay, okay. I think that's what Pat uses. I think that's what Park Rat Pat uses. That's a white, right?
Yep, that's the
okay.
white.
Okay. So everybody's saying hi to you. Susie says she's got to run, but she wanted to hit the like button. Thank you very much, Susie. Mama's going to tell you two handsome devils. Thank you, Brenda. Detective Money says hi. Kay says hi.
Hello, hello.
Way to start the day. Yeah, that's a Mayor Videos is here. Welcome, Mayor from Canada. Now we're international. We got Canada in the room too. But
awesome.
So you got your silvers with you that you found?
Yeah, I can go get them.
Yeah, go grab them. Let's take a look at some of them silvers you got. Well, guys, obviously he's on his cell phone, or he's got a really long computer cord.
Yeah, it's wireless. This is the case.
Oh my gosh, look at that beautiful case, guys.
These are all dug coins. We made it into the magazine.
Which coin got you in the magazine?
It was actually the big pocket watch at the top there.
Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Now, is that silver?
That's 14K.
No kidding. I had heard somebody had told me you had found a. I know Brenda's like, wow, that's a wow cabinet.
That's the 8 coins yesterday.
Look at that. He's already got him a nice little display box. That is awesome, John.
So that was my best silver day. And I had 21 Wheaties, and Troy had 26 in one
Now,
hunt.
how many permissions did you wind up doing?
What's that?
How many permissions did you do total?
Just that one.
You got all this out of 1 yard.
Yeah, one, and that was only in the front yard.
Well, that had to be the world's best yard.
Oh, yeah. I mean, my first signal was that silver, and I was like, man, this is, hopefully this is gonna be pretty good. And usually you'll land the first silver, and then it's just nothing after that, is what usually happens. But undoubtedly, this yard has never been touched by a metal detector, because it was, I mean, I dug till my arms were hurting, and it was just Wheatie after Wheatie, silver after silver. I mean, it was amazing.
Great. Hold on, John. Can you bring me my black 3-ring binder up there? My coins are in. If it's still up on the shelf.
No.
Oh, that's right. We sold the shelf. So it can't be up on the shelf because we just sold the shelf. I'm losing my office today here, John.
Selling everything, Rob?
Well, Denise is it's a long story. You probably know some from Zoom, but we're moving Denise's dad in with us. So this is our 3rd bedroom, which I used as my office and man cave. So it's now becoming his bedroom. So Denise was painting it yesterday. I've still got to finish the shower. So my streams will be coming live from the dining room / office now. Yeah, I don't have a nice. What I do with my silver is I got mine in the. I put all my silver finds like this. I don't have a cabinet. Yeah. Denise has a beautiful cabinet like that, but she's asking me not to take her cabinet and make it my cabinet. So it looks like I'll be getting another glass cabinet. So
yeah, I used to keep my coins in the little I guess they're 2x2s.
2x2s, yeah.
And yeah, I got to the point where I'm like, man, I have so many of these things. I'm running out of room in the books, and I had so many relics that I was hanging on to that I didn't really want to trash. So I told my wife, I was like, I got to get a cabinet. I got like, coffee cans full of all these, old relics and stuff. So I just went out, found a really big cabinet, and it was almost completely full right away. So now I almost need another one.
Well, that's awesome. It looks great. Let me say good morning to My Turn and Marlon. Again, like I say, Marlon's here from Mayor Videos. He's a new member to our live stream Zoom on Wednesday nights on Pat Zoom. Kay says, God, she wishes she had that problem that her cabinet was already mostly full of stuff already. So, but yeah, that's awesome. I don't have a cabinet yet. As a matter of fact, the guy that I was just talking about, Clearwater Mike, we sat at his table at our Christmas banquet Thursday night, and at the end of the night, we were walking out to our car. He called me over and he gave me a little Christmas bag, and he gave me two little beautiful diamond display cases, and he says, here you can put your best 2 finds in this, and he put his gold coin in one of those little display cases, and he didn't know that I got approval from the club president to get him a certificate, and we started a new category for the Christmas banquet of Coin Find of the Year. So I awarded him the Coin Find of the Year for the club. How can you beat a gold coin? I've only seen literally one handful of them found on YouTube my entire time on YouTube. The one that Brad hit with the shovel that broke when they were doing the river, and then the one they found afterwards that was whole. And I can't remember if I'm sure there's a couple others I found here in the States, but and the same thing with silver dollars. I've only seen 4 or 5 channels on YouTube dig a silver dollar, and yet I've had the privilege right down the street from Denise's house here across the street is the largest hunk of land left that's in our county that's undeveloped. It's almost 17 acres, and our club president has a friend in the realtor community, and he's owned it for 20 years, and he finally decided he wants to retire, and he's finally decided to sell his land, and a developer bought it, and there's a 20s house and a 40s house on it. So the week before it was going to be sold and developed, he let 3 guys from our club come hunt it, and we got like 9 silvers out of it, crap load of Wheaties, 1 Indian, a buffalo, some metal toy soldiers, lead soldiers, and then I heard this big yell from the backyard, and he actually went inside the fence where the dog run was. And I went back there, and my club president says, "Does that look like a big silver?" And I said, "Yes, it does." And he pulled out a 22-piece dollar. So I've actually got to be on a hunt where I've seen a silver dollar pulled out. So and Troy dug one. Super rare. Yeah, Troy dug one like 3 months after starting treasure hunting. The guy's been a beach and park hunter his whole life. I take him out on a couple properties. He gets addicted to treasure hunting, and he sends Dalton and I a picture of a freaking piece dollar that he digs on in a front yard in St. Pete.
Yeah, that guy Troy he's something else, man. That guy will you point to a house, and he's about 99.9% yes.
Yes. Go ahead.
We had people like we were just meditating. We had people coming to us. We literally have like 3 more permissions that just came to us to Troy, and like, hey, come do my house. I'm like, how does this happen?
When we were down in the city that Troy and Dalton got the 10 silvers in, and then the 1 week, and then Troy and I went back down there the next week. We got 2 other permissions. Troy was 2 for 2, after we did the city properties, and it was getting near sunset. It was like 5 o'clock, and we drove down another street. And I said, "Hey, circle back around." I saw a lady out in the front yard. He goes, "Okay, you can go up and ask this one." I did the other two, and I went up and walked to her. She was talking to the guy that mowed her lawn. He had just finished mowing her lawn, big corner lot. And I walked up to her. And I started my spiel, and she said, "Oh yeah, I've been seeing you guys around town all day today. You sure can. Go right ahead and start doing it." And same thing. She had seen us in town that day, and we walked up to her, and she's like, "Yeah, sure. You did it. Other people's do mine." And Troy, that's where Troy got only. That's where he got the one up getting the 1911 weed. He get the oldest coin of the day. But he got the 4 relics. He got the canning jar lid out of there. He got the Catholic last rites medallion.
Right.
I mean, that yard was great. And
I think
so, yeah,
I think that the same week, I think we were down there. We know where you are, but we were down there.
I know we don't want
just
to say it because
missed you
it's
guys.
virgin territory.
Yeah, it's way down there.
They can get a hint out of the video because Troy found the Elks Lodge play money coin, and it had the Elks Lodge number on it, and it's still an active Elk Lodge. As a matter of fact, I sent the Elks Lodge an email asking them if they would like that as a relic for their club, since their lodge is still open, and I'm hoping to hear back from them. And if they are, Troy and I'll go down and present that to the Elks Lodge.
Now, is I know that the Girl Scout house, is that owned by the city as well down there?
That would be interesting to know. I'm not sure.
There is a Girl Scout home down there, like a little club for the Girl Scouts. It's really old too. I was wondering if that was owned by the city.
If it's owned by the city, they'll allow us, because, like I say, that city employee met with us, and she went back after she showed us where to hunt. She went back to her office at City Hall. She got one of those big paper fold-out maps, and she took a yellow pen and she highlighted all the city properties that were eligible. And then she came back to us on another property and gave it to us and said, "You guys can hunt any of these." So if that girl,
treasure map.
I know. I mean, some cities you get kicked out of. They say, "Yeah, you can metal detect, you just can't dig a hole." And I'm like, "Well, what kind of crap is that?" But nope, this place was like
magic.
Yeah. But anyway, there's a new channel in here today, guys. Epic Adventures in Paradise. That is my club president, Howard, and his wife, Janine. Howard is the one that found the silver peace dollar when I was with him. And it was his permission that we were on, that we got all these silvers out of. And like I say, Buffalo, I've only found a few tin soldiers or lead soldiers, and they were on his. So welcome, Howard. His channel's new, guys. Please check it out and go over and give Howard a subscription. He's only got 4 videos, but one of those videos, he does a ring find underneath a yacht in the yacht basin. A guy was putting bug spray on his hands, and it made his hands slippery. And when he turned, his ring slipped off, hit the edge of the yacht, the sailboat, and fell over into like 8 foot of murky water. And it went down through the muck about that deep. And he called our club. And Howard's a certified diver, so he put his dive gear on, and he put a weight belt on, and he has the I'm going to get the name of this. He's got that hookah system where you just plug your line right into the tank, and the tank stays on shore, and you got like 20 feet of hose with the respirator. And he dove down with the little Nocta pulse dive, and on his second dry dive down, it was completely pitch dark. He heard the ring, and he bought the new bigger 8-inch coil for his Nocta pulse dive. So what he did was, when he circled over the signal, he put his hand through the middle of the coil and came up with the guy's ring in 8 feet of pitch dark water. So congratulations, Howard, on another great ring find. And as a matter of fact, our club just got a call from a couple in Clearwater Beach. They were very despondent. They lost their wedding ring of 15 or 20 years. They didn't know who to call, so they called Clearwater Beach PD, who sent it to their community services section. And somebody in their community services section knew of our ring finders organization, contacted our club president, Howard, and put us in contact with the people. And we met them out there. 3 detectives from our club went out there and found their gold ring. They were so excited, they sent a message back to Clearwater PD thanking our club and how great we were. And Clearwater PD put that on their Facebook page. And as soon as the news organization saw it on their Facebook page, 3 of our local TV stations interviewed Howard and the other 2 guys on the hunt. And we are on all 3 TV stations right now here in Tampa Bay. So
that's awesome.
That is. It's a huge boon to the club. So
yeah, that's gonna give you guys a real big boost too. That's a lot of people that's going to be able to, you know, contact you guys through that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, I signed up for Ring Finders my second year with the club, and my first hunt was out in the Gulf of Mexico. Some people went out in the salt flats on their boat 3 miles out in the Gulf, and we sent 4 of us out there, including me, on my first ring find. It was the first time I put my nocks in the water. I was a little nervous that day. I was out in the Gulf, and we were out there for 3 hours, 4 of us, and we didn't find it. And then the guy says, "Now we were anchored right here." And my club president Howard went about 50 feet over to the side, and he did a strip coming down, and boom, found their $20,000 diamond ring for him.
Nice.
In 3 feet of water, 3 miles out in the Gulf, we find the ring.
I remember the first time I put my the MX Sport underwater, it was like a fight against myself trying to do it. I'm like, because the whole time, I'm like, I've had other machines that's not waterproof, and you know, if the rain starts coming, you're like running back to the car trying to protect it from getting wet. And then now I'm submerging the whole machine, and it just, in your mind, you're just like, don't do it, don't do it.
I know, because
yeah,
I was hunting Clover Beach last summer with the Knox, and I only had the control panel less than a foot underwater because I could still read the panel, and because I didn't have headphones then, so I needed to keep it where I could see the signals. And I saw all these bubbles coming up out of the water, and I go, man, I hope that's not coming from my machine. And about 15 minutes later, I was in the dry sand, and the whole control panel just started going crazy. And even when I shut off the machine, it kept making noise. My whole 45-minute drive home, it kept making weird noises. And 8 hours in the garage that night, it kept making weird noises until finally the water got to it and shut it off. And I sent it back to Knox, and they called me, Mind Lab, and they called me the next day, and they said, I don't know how, but somehow the water got into the battery part in your handle where the battery is. And 4 days later, I had a brand new control pod from Mind Lab sent to me.
Wow.
So they're real good. Let me read a couple comments here, John. Jim Steele says he and his 5-year-old grandson was in 7th heaven when he gave him a bucket of relics he dug. Jim says he's in bad health and he wanted to be able to see his reaction, and it was great. That's awesome, Jim. Kay says she's seen probably 20 walkers dug from the dirt this year on videos. Well, Kay, I'm one of them, and Dalton's one of them. I got 1 walker this year and 1 Benji this year, so I got $2 half this year. Pat says I found cans today. Well, some days are like that, Pat. You found that cool lead 2-sided sailing ship yesterday, and then when you went back in and hit another signal, you found the one sail from it that wasn't on, and when you put it on, it fit perfect. So put some super glue or what did I fix my skeleton key with? The 2-part epoxy that you mix together. I can't remember what that's called.
Like JB Weld.
JB Weld, that's it. We had some JB Weld here where you take the black and the white and you put them together and it turns gray. It was perfect because that gray matched the skeleton key. Because what I did was when I put the shovel in, I chopped the tooth off right at where it meets the shaft of the key, and when I found it in the hole, and when I put it back on, it matched perfect. And when I put the JB Weld under it, you can barely even see the JB Weld now. Kay says that's her kind of day, Pat. We're finding all cans. Precious aluminum. I like that there, Marlon. Jim Steele says he dug an 1896 silver dollar 3 years ago, and he walked on air for a week. I'd be walking on air for a year. Yeah. Nancy says she's got to go. All have a great day. Keep smiling. Brenda says I think Dalton has a silver detector in his nose. He can sniff it out like a dog. Yeah, before he came up with Florida Knox, it was either going to be the Silver Whisperer, the Silver Sleuth, the Silver Slayer. We did a 1916 corner lot. And I got my first and only my first silver spill. I got 2 rosy dimes out of it with 12 Wheaties. And I'm on a thing. I've got 12 Wheaties. I got 2 silvers. Dalton doesn't have anything. And I was up to 17 Wheaties before he found his first one on this property. And then I'd gotten my 2 silvers. And he wound up beating me that day 7 silvers to 2. He went on a streak. He got 7 silvers, and I didn't find another one. So we pulled 9 silvers out of these people's yard the first day. And then we went back another day, and he got a second buffalo. I found a buffalo, and then when I went back on my own, I found a V nickel up in the corner of the property that we didn't check, and that's the one property. Oh, he also got his Canadian largie off that property, and then when I went back by myself, I got my Nazi Pfennig coin from 5 Pfennig coin from 1943 with the swastika on the back. And
Wow.
you know, none of us are a fan of the Nazi regime, but just for collectability, I wanted something in my collection with a, I wanted a coin with a swastika on it, and I got it, and that bucket list has now been covered. But I mean, in the same yard with a Canadian largie, and you just wonder how that stuff gets there.
Yeah, I was just talking about that the other day to someone about I think it was Troy actually, about having, you know, something with the swastika on it. But in my eyes, I know what it is, but to me it's more of like just a history story than, you know,
Yes,
just having that as part of history.
Yes, it's a historical thing, just like your Southern relics are from the Civil War. I mean, you know, we're not going to get into a big political conversation about the Civil War, but there's a lot of people in the North that consider those people treasonous to the United States, and that you know, and obviously the Nazis were a whole different category than the Civil War. But it's part of history. You know, Germany's got to deal with that being part of their history, and
yes,
and actually, really, the Nazis perverted the swastika for the entire history of the written world since written language. The swastika has been used as a good luck charm.
it has.
The Native Americans had it as part of their culture. In India, I mean, if you go back and you look at Indian stuff from the 12, 13, 1400s, the swastika is all over as a good luck charm. And Troy, did Troy tell you what he found with the swastika on it?
No, he didn't.
We were up in Bushnell doing a hunt up in Bushnell. We drove all the way up to Bushnell, me, him, and Dalton. And we were doing this church field we got permission on. And Troy dug up a key fob with the Nazi symbol on the back that said, "Don't worry, be happy." And it was the Be Happy. There was actually a club called the Be Happy Good Luck Club back in the 20s and 30s. And they used the Nazi swastika as their symbol for Be Happy. And you flipped it around, and it was a shoe store somewhere in like Athens, Georgia, that the shoe store was part of the Good Luck Be Happy. So it said something shoe store, you know, buy your shoes here, and then you flip the little key fob over and it had the swastika that said good luck and be happy. And Troy's gonna kill me for saying this on air, but he lost it. One of his best relics, and I don't know if it fell off the tailgate after our wrap up, or he accidentally put it with the garbage part of the trash, whatever. But he got home that day and he couldn't. I mean, and we even drove back. I even took Howard, my club president, the Epic Adventures of Paradise. We took Howard with us on the next hunt up to Bushnell, and the first place we went was that field, and we started detecting where the 2 trucks were parked to see if we could find it. But if it was down there, it was long gone if somebody saw it. But
wow,
Barney Taylor's
Bob's thing.
I know, losing that. Good morning, Barney Taylor. It's raining here today, so I get to watch everyone. Well, thank you for joining us on your rainy day. So, Kay, he says, "Kay, stop the rain, please." Wow, I'm so far behind this. My wheel is turning. I hit my phone. Well, this time it's yours, not me, because we're actually not. We don't actually have the circle of death here. My best silver spill was 4 barber dimes. That is awesome, Jim. Kay says she's only found 2 mercs, 2 rosies, and 1 war nickel for my silvers. Well, that's good, Kay, because they only made war nickels for 3.5 years. I think a war nickel is a fairly hard coin to find.
Yeah, that's one of my silvers I found yesterday. It was a war nickel. Of course, it's only 35% silver, but it's still silver.
I counted. Some people don't, but I count it as a silver.
Yeah, I'd say it's silver. I mean, it comes out shiny. It's silver.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If it's got silver in it, it's a coin. It's shiny. So let me ask you a question. This is the debate we all have. We always talk about little silver and big silver, and we know big silver is the half dollar and the silver dollar, and little silvers are your nickels, your dimes, and your half dimes. Where do you put the quarter?
The quarter to me is a big silver.
That's the way I feel about it. Yep.
I mean, it is what it is. It's bigger than the rest, so.
That's right.
I mean, you could
go ahead.
Put it in a mid silver.
Yeah, I know. It feels weird saying that. Brenda says her best silver spill was 1 mercury dime. I've only had the 2 silver spills, the two rosies that came out of the same hole with the 12 Wheaties that Dalton filmed me mostly live, and then on the big church permission where Park Rat Pat found his Masonic silver belt buckle. Pat and Dalton were standing right next to me when I got the 30-31 signal on my Knox, or no, I'm sorry, a 33 signal, and the walker popped out of the hole. Both of them standing there watching it, and then I covered up that hole and re-swung, and like 4 inches away, I got a 27 signal, which is a silver dime, and they both stood there, and I popped out a Merc dime, and then I swept the area again, another few inches away, I got the same signal, popped out another Merc dime, and then a few more inches away from that, I got a penny signal and got a 1919 Wheatie. So they technically weren't in the same hole, but they were all within the same 6 inches of each other. So, but
yeah, that's gonna be my question: is how far apart, should it be before you consider it a spill?
Yeah, and a lot of people that's another discussion, just like the large and small silvers. And I think if you can not take a step and still swing in that same area, and you haven't taken a step, that probably qualifies as a spill, because just because it falls out of their pocket, it may not land in the same hole. It's going to land, it may bounce a few inches, but right. Yeah, if you can sweep your detector without having to take a step and it's within that radius, yeah, I would probably consider that a skill.
Yeah.
Jim says he's been in the hobby since 1980. Well, Kay says she's been doing it since September 2019. Yeah, 1980. You can't put it only in front of that.
I was born in 1980.
Martin Taylor says he has a Boy Scout token that has a broken cross on it. Well, that's cool. I found was I either with Troy or Dalton or Pat and Dalton, but I found a belt buckle that had a big red cross on the front with Latin on it on the top and the bottom below the cross, and I didn't really think anything above it. It was just a big rectangular belt buckle with the one loop at the end, and then just the one hook like you see a Western belt buckle. And I didn't think anything about it being old until I started doing research on it. And the Latin was for the Knights Templar that read something like "This crusade is righteous" or something like that. It was a phrase the Knights Templar used when they used the Crusades, and the Freemasons had taken up that slogan, and it was like the slogan of the Florida Freemasons. And it turns out that belt buckle was probably from the 50s or 60s. And it's a Freemason's belt buckle with the red cross, because it's got the raised part of the cross on the top that the Masons like using.
Right. That's awesome.
Okay, let's see here. Reed's Arts of Adventure says his wife is German, because I know Reed's he has a house in Germany, and let's just say I got a few really cool pictures on the wall that set some people back when they come to visit. I bet, Reed, I bet you've been to a few places in Germany there.
And my last name comes from Germany.
Oh, Groene?
Yeah, that's why it's so damn hard to say.
Did I get it right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, because see, I got an E on my last name is Clark with an E on the end, but you don't pronounce the E, but yet on yours you do pronounce the E.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
When I walk into a bank or something, I have to say it's Clark with an E on the end, and the fast people pick that up, but the other people are like, I don't know what you mean. I'm like, okay, CLARK. And just put an E on the end. So Kay says she still hasn't asked anyone for permission to hunt their yards yet. And the War Nickel was her first silver, and it was under a tree root at our 1880 school. Mayor says his dime is Canadian silver too. But see, Mayor is up in Canada. But Kay, it took me 11 and a half months to find my first silver metal tech. And it took me almost a whole year before I found my first silver dime. It was a 54 Rosie in a old high school where I went to junior high. And it's a high school now, but back in my day, it was a junior high. So I know it had been there since the 60s. And right next to the basketball court, I found my first silver dime. But Kay, that's okay. When I wanted to start hunting yards, I couldn't get up to the guts to do it. So I would drive all around town to all the old houses and go, I want to knock there, I want to knock there. But I just didn't have the guts to get out of the car and go do it. So I have said to folks that I want to do a very comprehensive door knock video and treasure hunt video and include everything from door knocking to curb stripping to public property to how you research your properties, how you use historical aerials. Pat has a app on his phone, Park Rat Pat does, that you can type in the property and it tells you who to own it. And if they have a phone number, it provides you the phone number. So this way, if somebody's out of town, you can call them and ask them. So there's numerous ways that you can find. So I hope to do that. But Kay,
property appraisers.
yeah, you can go to the property appraiser's office. That's how I found out who just bought the 17 acres that my club president got his permission on. I went to the property appraiser's office and found out who bought that from his friend, and then it's in a trust, but there's a local company that's their representative. So I've been knocking on their door, but they're only there sometimes. So if I can't get a hold of them, I'm going to send them a letter asking if we can go back onto the 17 acres one more time before they start, because they haven't done anything yet. They just put some pink ribbons around the trees that they don't want to cut down, and somebody was there giving them their estimate for the land clearing, but they haven't done anything to the property yet. So I'm hoping we still get to hunt it one more time.
Yeah.
But Kay, the worst that can happen to you is they say no. And I say that because I haven't had anybody, show up at the door with a gun or get pissed off or show up with a baseball bat. Some of them just say, I get people that go, they say, what's the phrase they use? No, I'm not interested. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? No, I'm not interested.
And
Well,
you think you're trying to sell them something.
Yeah. I'm not a used car salesman out here or an insurance salesman. I just want to dig holes in your yard.
From what I've seen, I've seen a lot of, like Troy and myself. It's just the courage part that you have to get past, because believe it or not, like probably 9 times out of 10, you'll get a yes. And it's kind of weird that people, they will allow you to do that. And then it blows my mind of how many yeses you can actually get. And in your mind, you're like, there's no one gonna let me just come in their yard and dig, which they do. They don't care.
Yeah, and some people, we've had, Dalton found us this 27 property or 23 property here in the city that was on a big angle corner lot where 2 roads met up in a Y. So he had a ton of ground, and the house was under rehab. The lawn was crap. Nobody lived there. And I finally caught the guy there. Dalton found the permission. Dalton and I live like 30 miles apart. So Dalton, when he finds him on the internet or something, he'll text me. And like one week I'll go to his side of the county. One week he comes over here to our side. So I finally found this guy home, and the guy gave me permission, but he said, I want to see everything you find. I'm like, yeah, that's no problem. Some people ask that. So at the end of it turns out that when he gave me permission, Dalton happened to be out of town up in Michigan at a Michigan basketball game with his family. So I did the first day by myself, and I found 2 silvers. I found a Merc and a Rosie and a bunch of Wheaties and some relics. And I put them all on a display table, and I went up and showed the guy, and I knew he was going to pick up that Merc. I just knew it. And he picked up the Merc, and he said, I want this. And I said, okay. And I said, well, okay. And I said, well, that's the one coin I'd like to keep. And the guy flat out looked at me, and this is what he said to me. He goes, well, you can either give up that coin and you're done hunting, or you can give me that coin, then you can come back another time. And I had never had anybody really give me an ultimatum like that. So I said, well, can I hang on to it and show it to my meeting, and then I'll bring it back to you? And he said, yeah. So I never get caught up with him. So I put it in an envelope, and I wound up taping it to his door, so he got it. And he did. He let us come back. And the second time I came back with Dalton, and he promptly found 5 silvers the day I brought him back. And yeah, and I got another 2 or 3. So I think we wound up pulling 8 or 9 silvers out of this property, and probably over 20 Wheaties. And I think our harmonica reed, I got a pocket knife. So yeah, it turned out to be a great property, and he's developed it now, and somebody's moved in, and so I can't go back there now. So that turned out to be a good decision to give up 1 dime to get 9 more. Brenda says, anything you can throw down a hula hoop in that's inside the circle is a spill. Brenda, I think we're going to use that for the new standard. I like that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yep. Okay, anything apparently close is good enough. That's right. A few square feet is a spill. Jim says he was already an adult out of the Air Force when he finally bought a detector. I didn't get one till I was 55 or 56, so I didn't find this hobby till I was late either. I golfed my whole life. I've been golfing since junior high. I was on my high school golf team for 4 years. I started golfing at 12, And John, I've got a nice set of clubs, and they are sitting in the garage with a lot of dust on them because I have not golfed in the 3.5 years that I had metal detecting. And I loved golf, but that's how much more I love metal detecting.
Well, Troy said he used to be a big fisherman. That's where he gets his name.
Yeah, Troy, Troy was a big saltwater fisherman. He
Troy.
was out on saltwater boats all the time. And Dalton, Dalton has a boat, and Dalton's a big freshwater bass fisherman. Dalton was actually at 19. Dalton was a competitive fisherman and had sponsors for a team, and they went to tournaments all around the state. Dalton actually got paid to fish in his late teens and early 20s. And the same thing, since he's been metal detecting, I think since I've known him, he's only been fishing like twice.
It's dirt fishing now.
That's right. Dirt fishing is exactly right. I had to learn that phrase when I got the. Reed says he found a walking liberty his first week detecting, and it's been all downhill since. Well, I was showing some people in the stream last week that huge Aztec biker's ring that I found that's 1 inch, 1 ounce. It's like 999 of an ounce. I found that my third day metal detecting, and I thought this was going to be the easiest hobby in the world, and rings were just going to fall out of the sky, and I didn't find another ring for 5 months.
That's beginner's luck.
I know. So, and like you said, when you got that quarter as your first signal, sometimes when you find a good find your first day, that's it. The day shuts down, and so yeah, I can see where that would have made you nervous until you guys started getting some more stuff.
Yeah, usually that usually happens to me is if I get that really good find right off, the rest of my day is just trash.
Yeah, and then there's been days where me and Dalton haven't found a weedie till 3 o'clock, and then from like 3 till dark, the day heats up and you finish fast. And I'd much rather finish fast than start fast and then just have a slow day the whole rest of the day. So
yeah, I just like those steady days. Like yesterday was just a steady day. We could have stayed there till dark and continued to find stuff.
now, did they say it'd be okay to come back?
Oh yeah, well the whole time we were detecting, the homeowner was out. He was super nice, really interested. Told us stories and stuff that he had with Mel Fisher, and how he could have bought into Mel Fisher before he found the Atrocia, and really great guy. I mean, had some history behind him. I was like pretty amazed by his stories. So, and he had actual coins and older walking liberties and stuff that he was sharing with us, showing us. Had a good time.
I bet so. Dalton and I, Dalton door knocked a guy in Brooksville. We were hitting Brooksville hard. But the problem in Brooksville with those old stately homes is 90% of the people have absolutely gorgeous lawns. They've got that manicured floor, Tam, and they just don't want you digging. But we knocked on this one guy's yard, and he said, yeah, sure, you guys can do it. And that's where Dalton got his one and only, okay, what's the nickel before the V nickel? The shield nickel. And it was so rough we could barely make out that it was a shield nickel. But while we were there doing it, it was a real small yard in the front, and we were doing the front yard, and the guy comes out. He was an older guy, retired, and he had a glass studio where he did glass artwork, like glass windows and stuff. And he comes out with a beer in his hand, a mug of beer, and he starts BSing with Dalton and I, and he tells us that he used to have a glass studio down in Key West. And he says, my next door neighbor was Mel Fisher. And he says, Mel and I went out drinking. We were out drinking 3-4 nights a week at the pubs down there and the bars down there in Key West. And he started telling us stories about Mel Fisher. And then he was telling us stories about Mel Fisher's son in the 80s when things were a little tight. And back during the Miami Vice days, he said Mel Fisher's son got in a lot of trouble because he started doing plain runs of marijuana bales, and how his son got in trouble back. I mean, he was telling us stories. I was like, this guy's just, I said, we need to have this guy at one of our metal detecting meetings. This guy was just like a wealth of information. And then now you tell me you have a guy that, could have got into the fishing. It just seems to be a small world when you're out metal detecting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was up in Brooksville. Did you ever try to get the permission that it's a big, huge mansion, but now they've converted it over to like a wedding place that you can rent out?
We have driven by there, but no, we did not door knock that one. But we were in that same neighborhood.
Yeah, I
We
wanted
did
to
one on that
door
street.
knock
We
that
did one
one.
right down the street from where you're talking about. I door knocked and I asked the lady if we could metal detect her yard. And what I've learned is I try not to use the word dig when I'm asking for permissions because the word dig just sounds bad. But this one, it backfired on me because I asked her if we could swing our metal detector to see if we could find something old. And her and her husband were in the living room. And he was like sitting in an easy chair. He had a broken foot or something. He goes, yeah, sure, go ahead. So we were doing it, and we made the mistake of starting in the front yard by their door where they could see us. We should have probably maybe started on the side. But we were digging like 10 minutes, and we had found some relics. I think we'd gotten a couple Wheaties. And then I got a really good signal, and I dug up a clad $50. And I was putting the plug back, and I got it done really good. And I had that feeling somebody was over my shoulder, and I turned around, and the lady, the homeowner, was standing there, and she said, oh, I didn't know you boys were going to dig holes in our yard. We don't want holes, so we need to ask you to leave. And I go, well, I didn't know you were there. And you see how nice I put that back? You can't even tell I was here. And she goes, yeah, I understand you're doing that, but we just didn't understand that you were going to be digging for things. So we'd rather you not. I said, okay. And poor Dalton John, he had never been kicked off of permission before. His face just looked so crestfallen. And I'm like, Dalton, it happens. I've been asked. My very first permission I ever got, the guy came out and saw that I had a hole like that deep. Oh, you got to get out of here. You can't be digging holes. That was the very first permission I ever got. I got kicked off of. And so it happens.
It's like a whipped dog with your tail between your legs when you leave.
Yeah, he did. He just looked so crestfallen because we were already on relics and coins, and she had a third of an acre, and we knew it was going to be a good yard, and we lost it. Let's case.
Yeah, I had one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I had a permission that we had gotten. It was one of the first schools in the city. It was old 1800s. The owner, she was probably, I think she was 102 years old, believe it or not. I asked her, she said, sure, go ahead. We were in the front, like you said, she was sitting there watching. We were sharing everything we found. Bob and I found 4 Indian pennies within 10 minutes. And she looked up, she said, yep, that's about enough, boys. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's
So,
funny
yeah,
because the one Troy and I were doing where he found the silver quarter down there, and well, I'm not going to mention the city, you know where we're at. And the lady came out the front door, and she says, she was like in her 70s, and she says, my adult son says that's enough holes you boys have dug. It's time to move on. And I was like, okay, I guess we had a hole quota here, but yeah, so. But and that's why sometimes if I'm on a permission where I'm not sure if they're like really sure about doing it or not, I'll try and dig the good signals first. And I don't mean to sound like I'm cherry picking, but if you think you might lose that permission, you know, you're not going to be digging 15, 16s with the Knox. You're going to be digging 31s and 27s, you know.
Right.
So,
sometimes you have to cherry pick.
Yeah, you do. You have to. Kay says she found a Tootsie Troy truck last week in an old school. That's great, Kay. We all love finding Tootsie Toys. They are so hard to find, especially if you get one in nice shape.
I found a half one yesterday.
I found a lot of half ones. Jim Steele says he gets about 80% of yeses to hunt yards. I don't do that well. I probably do 60 to 70%. I would say Troy is in the 80 to 90% range.
High 90s.
Do what?
Troy is in the high 90s. I'm not giving him no less than 95%.
I'll agree with you. I've actually only seen him get one no, and he came back to the car. See, when he goes up to a door, I go up to the door hoping to get the yard. Troy goes up to the door thinking it's a yes, and you got to give me a reason for a no. He goes up expecting that 100%. And the one time he got a no when he came back, he was just absolutely. He talked about it all day. He was just perplexed that somebody actually gave Troy Carmichael a no, because he does. He expects.
You know, I don't get it.
I've got items in a museum, so I love finding relics, and they go to a museum. That works real well for people. When we're in his hometown of St. Pete, he wears his St. Pete logo shirt on, so people think that you know, he knows what he's doing with the city, and we get him there. And like I say, he just had like 27 items that the St. Pete Historical Museum took and put in the museum. So and I finally got my first 3 items in the museum. our club's allowed to relic hunt on the grounds of Fort DeSoto twice a year. Fort DeSoto is a county park, but the fort is actually a National Historic Monument, so it's actually a national park, but it's run by the county. So we have a guy in our club who is a tour guide for the fort. He's real big in the staff of the fort. So he gets with the park director, 2 times a year, they allow like 8 people from our club to come out, and we do the 24 outbuildings that had the officers' quarters, the mess hall, the enlisted quarters, the ammo storage. The buildings aren't there anymore, but the foundations are still there, and they have them all marked, and we get to do all that ground. And then any relic we find, I found a gold officer's button, and I took it to Phil, the coordinator, and he was like, that's the first officer's button here that's ever been found, because there was 102 troops stationed here when the fort was active, but only 6 of them were officers. He says, so that's a rare button find. And then I found my first and only 2 3-ringers there, and then a 1901 Indian head, all different hunts. And they took all those items from the museum, and the museum has set up a big display box on one wall that says all items in this box were found by Metal Detecting Club, Suncoast Research and Recovery on the grounds of this fort. So that's awesome. They had put the plaque up in our thing, and they've asked us to come after Christmas and set the display case up. So there will be a display case in the fort's museum with all the finds from our club.
Wow.
But yeah, Troy is his daughter actually got him a shirt that says, "May I metal detect your yard," and that's what he uses on his thumbnail.
That guy brings a suitcase full of clothes when he comes metal detecting.
He sweats his ass off. I mean, so do I. I'll bring 5 shirts in the summer. Troy brings 5 shirts and another pair of shorts. So, I mean, because he gets so dirty when he detects. I can't kneel down because of my knees, so I bend over. But when Troy's kneeling in the dirt, he just gets filthy. But he gets I mean, John, he gets so excited.
Yeah.
Kay says she got rid of her golf clubs because she's never used them since she detects. Reed says 90% of the land in Nevada is public, and there are just so many places here that you really don't need to go looking for permissions. Well, that would be awesome, Reed, because about the only place that's public in Florida is the beaches. I mean, at least we got that to hunt public. And the nice thing about Clearwater Beach is they leave it open 24 hours, so I can drive down there to Clearwater Beach at 11 o'clock, and I can hunt till sunup. Barney says his phone's not working. I'll see you all later. May God bless you all. Barney, thanks for joining us this morning.
See you, Marty.
Kay says she started digging every repeatable signal. That's a good thing to do, Kay, if it's a good repeatable signal. But, I didn't realize this. I can't remember who showed this. I can't remember if it was the Hoover Boys or somebody else, or maybe it was JD's Variety Channel, that when he goes over a target, if it doesn't sound good, he'll hit the button for all metal mode, and then if it goes to like the metal screech, it's iron down there, that they won't dig it. That is something Dalton is now doing that. I never thought about doing that until I saw somebody show me that on a video. I had never thought about doing that.
No, I don't switch back and forth between modes.
Yeah, I didn't usually either. Let's see. Kay says she's hunting on Tuesday when the ground is soaking a little warmer. She'll be in Louisiana tomorrow. That's a state I'd like to hunt. Jim says he thinks his full white beard helps to get permission. That's right. You're the nice, kindly grandfather, Jim. You're not going to disturb anybody.
I'm almost there.
There you go. I had the beard for a while when we did the shave the head thing. So, but then I got the mohawk and I left the Fu Manchu goatee to look like Joe Badass Biker. Charlie kept daring me to film me going for a permission with that, but I couldn't film one. But I went for everything permissions when I had my mohawk. I did. So let's see what else we got here. Kay says Brenda's got a sweet smile, so that would get you some permissions. But see, when I started hunting with my female friend Alex that met me in a park, obviously her husband didn't want her going out detecting alone, and I don't blame her. She's an attractive young lady, so she had never gone door knocking. But when we were together, she did a few door knocks when we were together. Attractive young ladies get a lot more permissions than fat old white guys. So
yeah.
So we would get quite a few permissions, and she really enjoyed going out because her husband didn't mind her going out with me. So she had only done parks until we hooked up. But unfortunately, she just moved about 40 miles away, so we don't get to see Miss Alex too much. So Kay says she's shocked at how many of my better finds have been in the Cancel range. I know that's true on the beach, John. I don't know if you do the beaches.
No, it's too quiet for me on the beach.
You know, that is true. You could be doing Clearwater Beach and just your mind's wandering and you're like a million miles away as you're walking, swinging. But you hit that one good signal, boy, it brings you back into reality real quick. And yeah, usually 13, 14's a 95% of the time will be a pull tab or a bottle cap. But every now and then you'll sneak a silver ring into that category. So you gotta. And then if I ever get a 17, if you get a 17 on the beach, now 17 is usually not a signal I would dig in dirt with the Knox, but on the beach, like 80% of the time, it's going to be a ring or jewelry. It just is. I can get a 17 signal and I'll look at the camera and go, that's probably going to be a ring down there. And it's usually a ring or a hoop earring or something.
Yeah, I've been a relic hunter so long now, I can't. My machine has to make noise or I don't think it's working.
When I did my first beach hunt with my 705 and doing the dry sand, because you can't put a 705 anywhere near the wet sand because it just goes crazy. But I would hunt. We went to Hilton Head and when I first started detecting, and I had the 705, and it was quiet for so long I had to drop my keys down to make sure my machine was working. So, yeah, there's times on the beach you can go a half hour without any noise from your machine. And I don't know if you like your machine chattery, that you have your gain up to where you almost hear it and it makes noise. I don't like that. I want a machine
threshold's nothing
until I get a signal.
Yep. Some people say to run I guess a higher threshold where you hear a little hum in the background, and then anything that would break that, you'd get a better signal. But that's a little too much for me. I keep it right at that point where it's nothing.
Marlon says he doesn't discriminate. He digs it all. Well, I think we can all say when I'm doing an 8-hour hunt, I dig everything that first half hour when I'm all fresh and excited. But by hour 7, when my knees are hurting and my back's hurting, yeah, I got to admit we're cherry picking at hour 7. We toss magnets too. Yeah, my magnet fishing stories are epic failures. I have posted several epic failure magnet fishings that I have just posted for the laughing entertainment value of that only. So
I've never done it.
If you get a good spot and you start pulling up stuff, it's as exciting as metal detecting because you don't know what you're going to find. I watched JD from JD's Variety Channel went over to England, and some of England's older coins were made out of ferrous metals. So he was in an old canal, and he was actually pulling up some old coins, which I thought was cool as hell. And I know Canada's got do what?
What would stick to a magnet here that wouldn't be like rust or iron?
Well, guns stick to it.
Okay.
I've seen guys pull up old shotguns, old pistols, parts of old pistols, safes, bicycles. I mean, really, pretty much almost anything besides coin. Cutlery. I saw a guy pull an entire cutlery set out of a lake once or a river. But I've seen guys find firearms that have been related that the police use that have been related to crimes. I've seen old safes that have been stolen, pulled out of some of these magnet fishing videos. I mean, some of these guys. I mean, I had like a 250-pound magnet that you can get for like $20 off Amazon. But some of these guys will get a 400 or 500-pound magnet. But the problem is that thing's so conductive. If they don't swing that thing right and it swings down under the superstructure of the bridge, bam! That thing hits that bridge, and you're not pulling that thing off the superstructure of the bridge unless you get down to a boat. So
yeah.
Did somebody come in? Somebody says hi, Marty. Did Marty come back? Digging it, Mark. Metal Detecting UK. Good morning or good afternoon, whatever time it is your way there. Digging it, Mark.
Hello.
Great to see you. On a magnet from a trout pond. That would work depending on what's been sold. The only time I had a good day magnet fishing was the first time I tried it with my neighbor's son. I took him. He was like 12, and we went off the end of a boat dock, a very popular boat dock, went out to the Gulf, and we got like parts of fishing reels. We got a couple knives, pliers that the guys had dropped off their boat. And then I got a really huge signal, and I pulled out an entire 8-foot rebar. And
Wow.
and I was like, and then when I started filming them, after I started filming them, I have found nothing good. So my last try, I threw my magnet in, and I didn't realize when they'd sent it to me with the bolt already attached, but they had just hand tightened it. And my sister was filming me, and on my my third throw, I threw the water in, and I saw the magnet go a different direction. And I was like, you know, F me, Freddie. So I drove down. There was on Northern Tools, like 3 miles away. I drove down to Northern Tool, and I bought a 100-pound $9.99 magnet. And I remembered where I threw it. On my third throw with the second magnet, I was able to hook my first magnet, and that was my entire day. Magnet fishing was trying to find my first magnet. So, and
now, if those two magnets stuck together, how would you get them apart?
They weren't. When they're like a 200-pound magnet and a 100-pound magnet, they're not hard. It's those guys that get those 400 or 500-pound magnets are about the size of a freaking softball. Those are the ones that are hard to get off. But even Marlon says the fastest way to lose a magnet is to the bridge girders. Yeah, so you gotta make sure you get that thing out there, or go to a bridge that's the old cement bridge. Devil Dog's here. Did I miss Devil Dog? Welcome, Devil Dog, to the stream. Sorry I missed you. Devil Dog Adventures, welcome. What is the subject? Oh, we're all over the place. We were talking about giveaways earlier. We were talking about the small coils for the machine. We were talking about John's 8 silvers yesterday, or 2 days ago. That was his most in one day. So, yeah, we're all over the place here.
Yeah, my giveaway ends today.
Okay, there you go, guys. John from the channel, the GROENE Boys. His channel is right there on his screen. Go to the GROENE Boys channel. His giveaway ends today. And
I'll be doing the drawing today.
Okay, here Marlon asked me to tell you, John, that check out Neon Raven or the Fisher on YouTube here. All his magnet fishing questions will be answered, and he will likely buy a magnet. Well, there you go. A little shout out for some magnet fishing.
All right.
And Devil Dog Adventures says he is either a Marine or a former Marine. I always thought Devil Dog was a cool nickname for them. Well, this has been great, guys. We've been on for 2 hours now. We got to see John Silver in his beautiful, beautiful glass case. So we will have to have you on, John, one time where we just you show us, do a nice close-up, open the case up, and show us some of your best finds in the case.
I'll do that. And also, I want to do a video of Bob's room. He has an entire room in his house that's like my glass case.
He showed that real quick in one of your videos recently, didn't he? Didn't you film that real quick?
I did. I scanned through it. I scanned through it real quick for the giveaway. And yeah, there's a lot more there.
I thought you did. And Kay, I apologize, Kay. You are correct. I apologize saying that. You are never a former Marine. You are a Marine for life. I have been told that before. So my apologies for not getting that right. And Brenda says her new Brute Magnetics magnet should be here tomorrow. I won one from Outdoor and More. Brad from the Green Mountain Metal Detecting just had a magnet company send him one. Of course, when you're as big as a channel as he is, people send you free stuff all the time.
Right.
I did have a seller on eBay, a metal detecting seller named EE Detectors on eBay. He is an eBay, so I guess you would call a virtual seller. He doesn't have a physical store. He sells on eBay. But he sent me down a Garrett Carrot GoPro metal detector pinpointer, and that was my grand prize for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. And then he sent me down a bunch of other small stuff. The little round holders that go on your shaft that hold the pinpointer on. He sent me about a dozen of those, and we used them in a video, and they were real popular in one of my giveaways. Cool. We got 2 more people that just came into the room. But yeah, John, I haven't had the privilege of meeting you and in person yet, or going out on a hunt with you. You've done both my digging partners, Troy and Dalton. And you've hunted with Simon too, right? The Weedy Boys?
Yeah, I've hunted with them guys a few times.
Okay. Well, you're a little closer to them than we are, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm central, so.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope to get with you maybe January. I don't know if December is going to, my December is going to be crazy here with the father-in-law moving in, and we still haven't got the room done. And as you can see in that room right there with the red guard on the walls, that's where the shower is going to be. I'm sure my girlfriend's going to tell me that wall's her goal for me to get done today with tiling. So I've got 2 more walls in the bathroom to tile before we can hook up the plumbing. So
yeah, whenever you're ready,
we missed
hook
that
me up.
second half. But we'll be moving the same setup here. Like I say, I have the nice high def camera that I use. And it's funny when I do the Zoom, John. I'm on my PC right here next door, my regular computer, and the camera comes right on and works for Zoom. But when I hit go live for YouTube, the camera light doesn't come on. And then when you go down to settings, it says camera settings. It says loading, and it just gives me the perpetual wheel, and it never opens up the camera settings that I can change it to this camera. But when I plug this camera in for Zoom, it either works for the computer camera or this one. So I think there's a virus in that computer that won't allow me. But so I will keep doing the live stream meetings off of this, my PC. It's a new, or my laptop, I'm sorry, it's a new laptop, so I'll just keep using this. I know, Brenda, I know it's a football day, but I'm gonna have to get some tiling done between some football. Is it too frozen for you there, Brenda, or is there a creek you can still test your new magnet? Oh, I would hope she could get it tested before spring. But yeah, give it a try sometimes, John. I enjoy it. Just have to get a place that you think a lot of people were at one time, possibly using as a dump. I mean, I've never pulled up a bicycle or anything, but I lost one magnet because I was at a boat dock and there was a boat that pulled in that had a how should I say this politely and politically correctly? Had a very stunning young lady in a bikini get off, and I mean, she was absolutely just stunning, and she was pissed off at her family about something, and she got off the boat just ranting and raving, and I just was following her, and I was following her with my eyes the same time as I was throwing my magnet, and I didn't have a good hold on it with the other hand on the end, and I felt the end of the rope go right out of my hand as I was watching her, and I took my eyes off her and turned, and there went my magnet sailing out into the bayou of the Gulf of Mexico. And we have never recovered that magnet yet, but I know where it's at. And my neighbor Johnny that moved in across the street has 2 kayaks. So I'm hoping to go out in his kayak and take my new magnet and dip it in and see if I can find my old magnet. That would probably be a good video to film that. So
How many magnets have you lost so far?
I've lost 3 magnets. and one of them was my neighbor's son that I went magnet fishing with. So I had to replace his magnet. So my last magnet I bought, I had to replace his. So I actually only have that little $10 magnet from Northern Tools right now, which looks like a big block. It's not the round kind. It's like a rectangle,
right,
like you use in a shop to pick up stuff that screws off the floor. Yeah. I mean, it worked fine in my other one, but not the kind of square thing you want hanging up underneath the water. Oh, Brenda, stop. You would go with me and that wouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I'd just be looking at you, Brenda, and I wouldn't be throwing any of the other girls. Yep, threw it right away, Mayor. I tossed it and I was just looking at that girl in the bikini and I heard bloop and that was it. I had to laugh at myself because there wasn't anything else you could do. As a matter of fact, John, I went down there the next week with a fishing pole and I put 3 hooks on the end of it and I started casting the fishing pole trying to hook the rope from my magnet. And then I got the fishing pole hooked up in the oysters and I had to cut the line from my fishing pole. So, see, even looking for my magnet was an epic fail. So, I did. It's just when I make a magnet video. It's just a comedy of errors. So I just go with it.
It's entertaining.
Mayor says he's going to say I've never lost one yet. Knock on wood. He's got the knock symbol on there, but yeah, I think I'll stick with dirt fishing for a while. Now I've thought about going down to the big pier in Clearwater Beach. They got the big Pier 60 there that you can do part of it, and then they have the bait shop, and then you have to pay to go, I think $5 to go out on the pier to the really deep end. And there's got to be some guys that have lost some fishing poles and pliers and stuff off the end of that. There's just got to be. Life with Rob is never dull. Thank you, Brenda.
A bundle of hooks.
Yeah, there's got to be some stuff down there. I just don't know how deep it is, so I would probably want to make sure I bring like 100-foot of rope. But I was doing that beach at night, metal detecting at night, and I heard a small group of people a few yards away yelling at night, and I went walking down there with my camera while me and a buddy were and he brought in he was fishing on the beach on Clearwater, just tossing it out to the surf, and he brought in a 3.5-foot shovelhead shark. So,
oh wow.
And they were nowhere near the distance the pier is, so there's got to be some good stuff on that pier.
Oh yeah.
Jim, completely agree with you. All women are beautiful, just some more so. I'm not going to argue that one either. Reed says he never lost a magnet because he's got no desire to even try magnet fishing. Oh.
Reed.
Well, that's true, but Reed's out in Vegas. He's out in the desert. So
you can drag it through the dirt.
Yeah, unless he's dropping it down a well hole. So, but I'd like to get out there. I'd like to go to Nevada. Like I say, when my girlfriend and her parents and I did that cross-country motorhome trip, I had to drive back home. I rented a car and drove back home from Missouri. So I didn't get any further west than them. But Denise has family out in Vegas. One of her aunts works for one of the casinos. So I would have probably been somewhere near Reed out there. But never detected that far out. Well, that's interesting, Marlon. He says, when tripwire from straight up metal detecting is swinging in the park, he ties a magnet to his belt and drags it behind him, surfing the ground. That's an interesting. Yeah, dropping a mine shaft mainly. Yeah, that's what I would think, Reed. Jim says if they ever develop a silver magnet, I'll be the first to buy one. Yeah, I think there'd be a long line for that. And I can't say anything about that, but it's funny you say that, Reed, if they ever develop a magnet for silver. I have a subscriber who has a business partner, and they are working on a very unique new product for the metal detecting community. And if they get that product to work, it'll be, I think it'll be a big surprise for the metal detecting community. But I swore her that I wouldn't say anything until she gets her prototype working. So you guys may be hearing about that. She's hoping to have it ready for Florida Hunt 7 and to bring it to Florida Hunt 7 to show it off at the dinner we're all going to have at the Crafty Bastards restaurant that night, John. So,
well, I'm definitely going. I paid yesterday, so I'm in.
You're in. You're the man. I'm driving up with Troy because he says he will not drive anywhere in my truck since it seems to work every other day. So we're going to take Troy's truck up this year. We took my truck up last year, and it got down below freezing that night, and my keyhole froze on my truck. And we were out there in the morning, Troy and I was putting my key in, and it would put in, but it wouldn't turn. The mechanism was locked, solid, frozen. To where Troy, I sent Troy back to the hotel room to get a glass of hot water so we could pour in the door lock. But you should have seen him behind me when it wouldn't work. He was stamping his feet up and down like a little kid that was late had to go to the bathroom or something. He's like, "We're gonna be late. We're gonna be late. We're not gonna get there." It was just an exciting weekend with Troy the whole weekend.
Oh yeah, he's a blast to hunt with.
He is. He's fun. He's intense. He's entertaining. Yeah. That's right, Kay. Pat got his new truck. Pat had a Ford Ranger, just like my Ford Ranger, and he had the same problem. He turned the key one day and it wouldn't start. Mine at least turns over. It won't go into drive, but at least it turns over. It just won't run when you put it in drive. But Pat was having the same problem with his Ranger, and from what I talked to people online, they said a lot of Rangers, when they hit that 175,000 part, have it's either an ignition problem or a timing advancement problem. It'll start and idle perfect, but if I put it in gear, John, and put on the gas pedal, the timing won't advance to catch up with the gas, and it just bogs down. And I've replaced every sensor and vacuum line to the point where I'm afraid it's going to be the fuel pump that won't advance. But it runs every other day. So But Pat got tired of it, so Pat went out and bought a new Subaru, the little
Seen
Forester,
that.
the little SUV. So he's
Yeah.
calling it the Subaru Rat now. So he
Yeah,
has
he
his,
had it in his latest video. He
his
was showing it off.
So I hope that works out for him either. Yeah, gold doesn't stick either. So hey, at least a detector can detect it. There was a video that it was Brian from I Detect Daytona. He does all his videos from Daytona Beach. When I went over the other coast and met Pat, that one trip I went over, the first time I met Pat over on his coast, we belong to the Disney Vacation Club, so Disney has a timeshare over on Vero Beach. So I was able to stay there and meet with Pat. And then the next night I woke up when I checked out and I drove north from Vero to meet Brian from I Dig Daytona up at Daytona Beach. And we hooked up at Daytona Beach. So I got to hunt with him. Well, I was watching one of his videos and he's detecting, and you see this guy's feet come into his video and you hear the guy say, what are you looking for? And Brian says, well, I'm looking for coins or rings or jewelry. And this is what the guy says in his video. And I thought it was some like young teenage punk kid. Brian said the guy was in his 30s. The guy goes, really? It'll pick up coins? Coins are made out of metal? And I'm telling you, I just about peed my pants. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, oh my God.
Makes you wonder how some people live this far.
I'm telling you how they get through life. I'm telling you. Brenda says, just don't need an ER on the days off, Rob. I'll try and keep the blood to a minimum while I'm tiling today, Brenda. I can usually tile without bleeding. Marlon says, Brian from I Dig Daytona is the reason I started detecting. Well, that's pretty cool, Marlon. You know, it's funny. One of the first videos I ever saw on YouTube when I got my detector, I didn't know anything about metal detecting on YouTube. I had never watched YouTube before I started metal detecting. And I watched a video that I didn't know was the Hoover Boys. I just was watching a bunch of guys dig, and I went, man, they all have Baltimore, Maryland accents, because I'm from Baltimore, and I know that accent. And I was like, man. And then at the end of the video, they show their logo that says, you know, it's never hunted out or dig it all, whatever. And it's got the Maryland flag on it. And I went, oh, well, that's why they all sound like they're from Baltimore, because they are. Kurt's a Baltimore County or Baltimore City firefighter. And so is Billy. So
yeah, I think they're all part of like EMT or firefighting.
So yeah, and then like I say, come to find out that their metal detecting meeting community center is like 6 miles from my cousin's house. I was there in 10 minutes. So, but Mayor says he only dug sand his first year. Yeah, I started off just like everybody, I'm sure, digging parks and tot lots. I'm sure that's how 99% of us probably started, unless you have a beach nearby. And then after he started detecting, he started watching other channels, which got him interested in the dirt. Yep, I hunted the dirt first, and it was only last August, a year and a half ago, that I got my first sand scoop. Because at the time, I had my 705. Kay says she got into metal detecting, watching videos all 2019 summer long. Yeah, if you can't get fired up by some of these finds on YouTube, then you're not going to get fired up. I mean, you know, people say that the golden years of metal detecting was 10, 20 years ago, when some of these lands now that you can't hunt that are, you know, military lands or old battle sites, you know, the guys that pulled stuff. But I mean, look at you, John, yesterday, 8 silvers. The days of metal detecting are nowhere near over.
No. It's I think it's more for permissions. I mean, a lot of the public places that you can just go and metal detect without having to ask, really. They've been hunted out pretty good, but
yes,
the permissions
are
out there.
You know, even though they're public lands, they're no longer, you know, they're no longer allowed to be metal detected.
Right.
But like you
Yeah,
said,
you gotta get your city permits and stuff.
yeah, I actually downloaded and printed out the one for New York City, because if I get to Maryland next summer, I am definitely going to do the few extra 100 miles up to New York City. I really want to dig with Merrill and all the crew from the Scavengers up there. So I printed out my metal detecting permit for New York City. They allow almost every park except Central Park.
Right.
And it's free. You just have to turn it in, and you have to carry it with you. Dalton and I got the one from Polk County, which is over there or near Orlando. Theirs is free, so I carry that with me. My county
That's
that
where
I
I'm
live
at.
in. Yep. Oh, is that where you're at, Polk? My
Yeah,
county
I'm in
here in
Polk.
Pasco, they just, I didn't know it, but I started hunting in February of 2017. And in October of 16, I didn't know that, the county just had a meeting where they changed the ordinance allowing it, because when I first started hunting parks, every park employee came over and said, you can't do that. And I carried the ordinance with me. And as soon as I showed them the ordinance, they would go back and call in their supervisor. So even though the county passed it, apparently they never passed it along to the parks department that you can now hunt in parks. But once I met them all the first time, I never had a problem in a park the second time. And then obviously Clearwater Beach, every beach in the state of Florida that's public property allows you to hunt. From what I understand, though, on the Treasure Coast, you can hunt up to the water line, and then in the water is where your treasure hunters have gotten their I don't know what you
Leases.
call it, claims or
They're leases.
leases. That's it. That's the word. Brenda says
Yeah,
she's in
they
Polk
don't
County,
allow you to
Polk County,
go
Iowa.
to the dunes.
It's never hunted out. How many people say that it's never hunted? I agree. People always miss something swinging an inch to the left or the right. That's right. Do any of you watch Darnell Williams? Yes, Kay, I do. I'm a big fan of Darnell. And what I like about Darnell is he does a lot of live digs. You have some channels that digs all this supposed hard to find silver, but they never show you digging it. Darnell digs his, and he's also one of the few people on there on YouTube that used to use the Nocta Macro Pulse, the expensive Nocta, and that's the one that Plugmaster Ford and Missouri Mike just went out and got. And I don't know if they went out and got it because they hit them or they saw that Nocta they went to an organized hunt, and I think Nocta had a tent there showing off their products. But Plugmaster Ford and Missouri Mike switched over, I think, from AT Pros. BC Treasure Trails is in the room. Good morning or good afternoon. Reed says he got started treasure hunting when he was born because his dad drug him all over California doing it when he was a kid. Oh, well, that's cool. J-Man's back from Metal Sharks. The Amphibio. Thank you, Marlon. The Nocta Amphibio. And that's what Plugmaster Ford. But I'm telling you, that looks like such a complicated machine, John. I had a hard enough time learning the knocks. No! Brenda says, did you see that Missouri Mike has had a stroke? Is in the hospital? No, I did not know that. Crap, Brenda. Well, everybody send their prayers and love out to Missouri Mike. That's horrible. Simon from the Weedy Boys is here, John. Oh, John froze up on us, guys. I'm going to have to go over. There he is. John's back. He's having streaming difficulties. Oh, wait a minute. Got a private chat here. I just noticed. Did I lose you? Yes. Marlon says he thinks he's going to get an Amphibio, I think, but
I
not
don't
maybe
know.
Darnell because of
Anyone see me, or if I've lost Rob, or what's going on?
Well, we got your sound back now. I can hear you now. There you are. There you are. No, he was back there for a second. Brenda, thank you for letting me know that. I'm going to have to send them a contact.
Network.
Well, Marlon, you got to buy the machine that works best for you. Oh, yeah, John logged off, guys. He was having problems. Marlon, you got to buy a machine that works best for your area and for the kind of hunting you do. I do think the Knox 600 and 800 is a great all-purpose machine. But I know the people that do get that Amphibio machine, once they've mastered it, they do love it. But that's great that you're stopping by, BC Treasure Trails. I'm going to tell John thanks for... I'm thanking John for that. Let's go back to comments. Yeah, it's just worked best for you. I mean, Susie Q bought her Simplex, and she absolutely loves her Simplex. And one of the guys on my club, Stan, can you dig it? He's used a Simplex on Clearwater Beach, and he just sent me a picture, guys. And he finally found his first piece of jewelry on Clearwater Beach, I believe. So Simon says he is with TJ in Gulfport digging curb strips. Well, good for you guys. TJ is another new hunter. He just joined our club. He's a fairly new subscriber. You guys have recently saw a video I did a few months ago with myself doing a hunt with TJ. So, yeah, it's no problem, John. Thanks for being in with me for as long as you were. Simon just let me know that he is with my subscriber and one of our group's hunters, TJ, and they are in Gulfport right now, probably doing some public land or curb strips. They have some big curb strips down there in Gulfport near St. Pete. So that's awesome. Yeah, I can't. TJ, Troy, and Dalton know that this is a busy 3 weeks for me, so I probably won't be able to get out till Christmas, guys. And I've got 3 little permissions I got to do by myself. They're real small yards, and I haven't even had time to do them yet. But I can do this little feature, guys. I at least know how to do this from the StreamYard. I haven't figured out anything else yet, but he's got a 36 Buffalo and a 78 Gasparilla token so far. Very cool. Love finding those Gasparilla tokens. They ring up the same as a $50 on the machine. Boy, do they get you excited. 11-year hunts, and the Weedy Boys just joined the family a couple weeks ago. Well, thank you, Marlon. And John is back. Ooh, we can do a theme logo. Upload a logo. Maybe I can put my logo in the corner. Oh, well, that's cool. Well, thank you, Marlon. It's the first time I've used it on a real one. When I started the stream this morning to get GYPSY on, I realized I forgot to go to StreamYard. So I went to my regular YouTube thing, and then I had to, while I was on that, I started the StreamYard, but StreamYard wouldn't give me a picture because I was already on the stream on another. So as soon as I clicked off on the YouTube one, everybody showed up on the StreamYard one, and then my picture popped up, so it worked. So right now, I'm just using their free version. Well, that's where Menardo came from, is from Menards, Brenda. My sister got me a t-shirt that says Menards, and they changed the S to an O for me, so I actually have a Menardo t-shirt. Well, thank you for bringing in so long, Brenda. Appreciate that. And for those that are wondering, Menards is a store that's like a Home Depot on steroids. It's about 3 times the size of a Home Depot. A treasure recovery ship was off the shore at Wabasso Beach a few months ago, last time I was there. Yes, my sister got me a Wabasso Beach t-shirt, which is right near Vero Beach. Thank you, Jamie, for letting us know that. And I was told that I couldn't hunt the water right in front of the Disney Resort there at Vero Beach because, like John was saying, all the treasure companies have their leases there. Yeah, the free is good enough for 6 people on a panel, but you can only stream 6 hours a week, max 2 hours per. Well, I'm probably coming up on that right now, guys. So if the stream disappears, it's going to be because I hit my 2-hour limit. We probably started here around 9:15. It's 12 o'clock now. Oh, it's 12 o'clock. Well, then we've been on for more than 2 hours, buddy. But max 6 hours a week. So, yeah, I won't use this till next week, so we won't go over that max 6 hours. But that's pretty cool, Jamie, that they were out there doing their dredging. Kay's living the life. Oh, sorry, loving the life. Okay, thank you, Kay. Oh, okay, okay. If you go over, then the replay is missing from the beginning, and you still get the end on the replay, so don't go over 2 hours. where the beginning is lost. Okay, I gotcha. So it's 2 hours for the replay that they'll replay it. Gotcha there, Marlon. Thank you. Yeah, because this is all brand new to me. This is the first one we've actually done that's not a test one. All right, so how do I get, there we go. Okay. I got it. Well, guys, we did this chat today to talk about giveaways. The GROENE Boys, John's having a giveaway that ends, I believe he said tomorrow, so make sure you get in on that. Make sure you're on GYPSY's podcast tomorrow night on Spreaker.com. All Metal Mode is GYPSY's podcast, guys. She does it every Monday night. And they are giving away at least one pinpointer tomorrow night, but you have to be there in person. It's a giveaway. You have to be present to win. So it's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central that she's going to be on. And she's doing a giveaway after Christmas. GYPSY is on her channel where she's giving away a gold coin. So make sure you're tuned into GYPSY and you stay up to date with GYPSY's. Kay says it's so weird she can find a 42 nickel, but not the silvers of the same year. Kay, they only started making the silver 42s in around October of that year. So only the last 3 months of 42 did they convert the nickels over to 35% silver. So there was a lot more made that are the non-silver in 42 than are the silver. So if you find a 42 PD or S, you're doing really good there, Kay. Oh, ends today. I'm sorry, doesn't end tomorrow for John's the GROENE Boys. It ends today, folks. So make sure you get over to the GROENE Boys channel and make sure you're a subscriber and make sure you say that you want in on their giveaway. And yep, Kay told us if he will choose a winner later today. All righty. Mike from Missouri, Mike had a stroke. Please send prayers his way. Everybody, yes. Kay just let us know that earlier, guys. I did not know that Missouri Mike. I was just watching his and one of Plugmaster Ford's videos like 3 days ago, and I didn't know that that had happened. Wow. I'm sending prayers right now. Right now, Kay. Oh, I'm out of coffee. Well, guys, it's after 12 o'clock now. We've been on for 3 hours. So we've got 10 folks here. Thanks for you 10 folks for staying with us. And everybody keep Mike in the prayers. Go over to the GROENE Boys channel. And please, please make sure you go check out GYPSY from Zero Discrimination on her podcast tomorrow on Spreaker.com, All Metal Mode. I am going to be there. I have already written myself a note to be there. So I will see all you good people tomorrow night on GYPSY's, and Wednesdays is the Zoom meeting at Pat, 7 p.m. Go to any one of Pat. Oh, and Pat's right in the middle of his 24 days Advent giveaway. I think today's 12 or 13, so he's right in the middle. Pat is giving away more silver than anybody I've seen give away with Charlie from Digging It Back. He's giving away a crap load of silver too. But Pat is giving away silvers every day, guys. I think up to 4 silver coins every day, along with his prize packs and all his Park Rat Pat merchandise. So, yeah, get over to Park Rat Pat's on Wednesday night Zoom. Get in on his Advent, comment on his video saying you want to be in. And Pat just needs, I think, three more subscribers to get to 1,100. So let's get Pat to 1,100. We had a channel in this morning that was 6 or 7 short of their 1,000 or 1,100. So Kay says with the rain, she's got nowhere to go today. Well, you've also got football on, Kay. But we'll see you folks Wednesday night, 7 p.m. on Zoom's Pat. Any one of his channels, he puts the code word for the Zoom meeting. It's the same as the phone number you join in, so it's really easy. And let's go support each other's channels out there, guys. And I will be doing a giveaway at Christmas time. I brought Denise in. I asked her to bring me this 3 hours ago, and I forgot to show it, guys. But I have a. This isn't the one, but guys, I have a copper Christmas round that I'll be giving away also with a silver. So I will be doing at least 2 coins, 2 rounds on my Christmas giveaway. I'll probably start at Christmas Eve night. So I'll be doing a giveaway also. And then very shortly, I'll be doing my 1,200 sub giveaway probably in January. And we'll have a lot of good prizes for that. So guys, see you all soon. Thanks for hanging in here with me tonight or this morning. Jeez, I'm losing it. And we'll see you Wednesdays at Pat Zoom. All righty, guys. See you next Sunday.